this one up. Yeah, I guess I'll be holding this for a little bit. Let's see. Fist of the North Star, Chapter 41, Shifu's Prophecy. Kenshiro walks into town. Oh god. The villagers, why are they hiding? And this menacing feeling. Skitch, skitch. There's no point in hiding. I know you're there. A child. He's so fierce. Not like a child at all. What could have driven him this far? You killed my brother! You killed Aki! You're a monster! I want him back! What? No, Mako! He'll kill you too! Don't, old man, he'll sue you! He must be this child's older brother. Flashback. Bum 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 bum. I forgot how the music goes. Whatever. I'm just doing this until more people show up. Kenshiro, Jaggy will most certainly bring you harm. Is it because I once showed mercy that these children suffer? Take careful. Oh yeah. In this flashback, Kenshiro and Jaggy are training in front of their master Ryuken. Take careful aim at the channeling points marked on each other's bodies. Jaggy, like I ever lose to my little brother. Brace yourself, Kenshiro. And gotcha. And Jaggy manages to hit Kenshiro with his needles, and in this manga panel, Jaggy doesn't show where the needles come from, so I guess it's a little hint for the future chapters. Kenshiro's eyes, well, around the area of Kenshiro's eyes, he's being stabbed by some needles, and Jaggy leaps up and attacks. Hokuto Senjutsu! Death by 1,000 strikes! Kenshiro makes a glaring... glares back at Jaggy, but then is immediately attacked. Whiff! Then skish! Thimp! Kenshiro lies down defeated, while Jaggy steps on him. Did you see that, old man? Kenshiro's still too unseasoned. He ain't ready to be the successor of Hokuto Shinken, but I am. Ryuken disappointedly replies, you fool. Take a good look at your body. What? Gah! My channeling points, they're all bruised. Kenshiro struck them when he passed you on the first exchange, and he struck them with absolute precision. No way! Had Kenshiro wanted to kill you, you would be a quivering pile of flesh already. You could learn a thing or two from him. Kenshiro pats his pants off. Pat, pat. You always say that, old man, but look at his face. Who's the one that took a beating? Against me, he couldn't afford to pull any punches. He doesn't have what it takes. Kenshiro and Ryuken glare at each other intensely. Then Jaggy goes up to Kenshiro's face, into his comfort zone. Oh wait, no, that's not the word. He's going into his personal space. Listen up. There is no way you'll ever be better than me. Then Ryuken replies to Kenshiro, why did you pretend defeat, Kenshiro? Is it because he's your older brother? Someday, that kindness of yours will bring you harm. And it will come from him. From Jaggy. Flashback's over. How many people are here? There's 9. Okay, let me look at the comments. To anyone who showed up late, what I was reading was a little bit from Volume 4. It was Chapter 41. Chapter 41 I was reading. Sorry. Yeah, the quality's still terrible as always because I haven't updated my internet. Well, it's a little more stable right now, I guess, because I was staying in place. Let's see. Husky, Nanto Sweet Chicken. Yeah, chicken. Super Bob 64 man. Hey, man. Seth Stratton, are you reading the manga? Yes, I was. What chapter are you reading? Super Bob 64 man, chapter 41. I guess I'll finish chapter 41 right now. Hey, Manly, long time no see. Hello, Alistair. Danny boy, yo. So, have you been doing this past few days this summer, Alistair? I've been focusing on drawing. That's the main focus. That and trying to trying to sort my life out. But living in the state that I'm in, it's always like by state I mean the actual state, not like state of my being. My state sucks. I'll just leave it at. Currently, I'm reading volume 4 because I don't have volume 5. Volume 5 I actually did buy, but then I returned it because Right Stuff had it cheaper and on sale. And I need to lower this, actually. This is too high. Let me, let me position it back a little. I guess that'll do for now. I had volume 5, but I got it from Amazon, and for some reason, all the covers come out very scuffed, and I really hate that. Also, the price that I paid for it was actually much higher than it was on Right Stuff. So yeah, I returned it, and I made like a big order on Right Stuff, which is like because before coronavirus, Right Stuff used to charge about between $48 to $50 for free shipping. But ever since Corona happened, the price has been elevated to like about $80 a product in order for you to get free shipping. It's either $80 or 75. It's a high amount, like way higher than it used to be. There was also a time where Amazon actually raised their free shipping requirement too. It was originally 25 and they raised it to 35 for like about a year or two, and then it went back to 25. And this was like way before Corona ever happened. So the stuff I was reading was volume 4, and that's the reason why I picked this volume. Then it for me is like easy to do Jaggy's voice. Oh, I don't think I actually like looked at all the color pages because I just bump into this picture. I'm like, oh wow, the over the top scene from Fist of the North Star. I'm gonna keep it here for a little bit because I'm pretty sure the quality is still gonna look awful on this on my current internet speed. I made a video a couple of months ago about why my live streams look like awful, and it basically comes down to my internet speed. It has nothing to do with my phone or camera. Yeah, because here's another really good color page, even though it's the typical Shonen Jump orange. I don't know exactly where you can read them, but there is some places where someone has the scans of the Viz Media manga, so you could see the colored pages and like to get the better translation. Well, I don't know about the translation because some of the stuff is kept in Japanese. Like the title for chapter 41, it actually says Shisho, which is like the Japanese for like master, I guess. Let me go back to the questions because they keep popping. I guess I'll cease my reading. But yeah, back to Alistair. My main focus has been digital drawings, which I upload a little bit, and my art style like did improve. The only thing that I wish I could get a little better at was I guess line work. That's the most obvious problem that is gonna bother some people. But in exchange for that, I would like to be able to draw poses like easily. And thankfully, I do have some toys that can help me with the postures. Because there have been some examples where when a character's holding a weapon or some type of object that I needed to borrow like one of my toys here and like grab some sort of item of similar shape in order to figure out how the arm is supposed to be or how their fingers are supposed to be positioned when they grab stuff or when they have close fists. It's kind of hard to do because you could try using your own hand as a model, but the problem is that it's sort of a paradigm because your dominant hand is my dominant hand is the right hand, so I can't really use the right hand as the example. And even then, I can't really bend my arm the way in order to get the right angle for the hand. So that's where all the toys come from. Danny Boy, Sultan of Ken Regenesis has been updated after a full year. You should check it. Oh, good, because I haven't. The last thing I read is when those 3 or 4 people showed up and those like tribal get up, and then the chapter stopped after that. So I'll get onto that because I was supposed to elaborate like on every volume on Patreon, but I only did volume 1. So now having a sense to go back to it. I lost my spot. Okay, Alistair, that's cool. I'm currently at a friend's house, spending the night with him again, and my birthday is coming around the corner. I'm currently seeing him finish Persona 5 again, and also I'll be hitting 20 this year. Oh, okay. Well, congratulations. Like me, I'm like I'm in my 30s already. Even though I don't look it. I don't know. Maybe I do by this point. Maybe I don't know. Let's see. Super Bob, have you read Claymore? Yes, I have. In fact, let me. It's not the manga, but. Jeez. As soon as I can. Yeah, you know what? I'll just take the whole thing. I don't have any of the manga volumes, but I do have. Here's the art box, because remember these things called starter sets or starter boxes, art boxes, whatever. They all have those different names of Claymore, and this is for volume one. I don't have the DVD single volumes. Oh wait, here's one at the top. Artwork there. I'm gonna keep it here for a little bit because this internet speed is just awful. Because I know also the colors are gonna be like ugly. It's gonna be like super faded white when it should be like as high def as my regular cam. Oh yeah, this is the other side was the skirt. Yeah, we're gonna get glare. Um, yeah, I do have the anime, although the version I have a bunch of other anime like in this art box. What I have is the first compiled release because I'm pretty sure Claymore's been re-released throughout the years, but I don't know how successful it got. Claymore is like one of those shows that it was popular for a little bit, but then it sort of just dropped off. I think at this point it's now part of obscurity, maybe. But yeah, I remember really liking this a lot because it was all about like the the womanly blondes. Like every girl is a freaking blonde, and then uh, it wasn't exactly like Berserk, but it felt like that. It filled in that craving, and also it's a little weird because it started off in Shonen Jump, I believe, and then it swapped to like Jump Square. I might be misremembering, but I had it next to these Berserk movies. Well, this one's a series from '97 movies, but all these are DVDs, by the way, because I'm cheap like that. Ugh. But admittedly, it's not worth tracking down the Berserk one because like everyone's pretty much leaked the Blu-ray footage online. But I wanted this to be about Fist of North Star centric, like after the video that I made. But let's see if we can play catch up until. Oh man, get me rid of that trash. All right, let me go back. Let me go back. Back to the past. But oh yeah, Super Bob. As for the Claymore manga, yeah, I have read it. I read it like many years ago to the point where I was reading it as the chapters came out. But I kind of lost interest. I did finish the series, but I did lose interest as it kept going. I wouldn't mind for it to come back as an anime. I would appreciate watching it again. But to continue where I left off, I don't want a complete reboot. Maybe just like redo the whole like Regaldo fight and start from there into the current stuff when everyone starts wearing black. I don't exactly remember what happens. I'm pretty sure they fought against like the three big awakened beings. I forgot what they were called. And I know that like a certain character comes back, and Rocky becomes manly as hell. As for the ending, I don't remember how the Claymore manga ends actually. I do recall reading an interview with the author, and I forgot. There was something very informative about it, but now I don't recall what it was about. It's been way too long for me. I can't remember a single thing. Fist of the North Star, on the other hand, I recall almost every little detail that I've read for the most part because I completely forgot that the let me go back because the recent video I did was the Fist of the North Star how to watch it filler free. And the annoying part of that video is that I had to go back and carefully watch the episodes or portions of the episodes to see like whenever a recap or just repeated footage will come back or filler. Or because sometimes the filler episodes would have like a scene or two that is relevant to the story. Because, for example, there's one filler arc in the Ryuga arc where Kenshiro's wearing the hood and he's helping like these people fight this fat guy villain. And at the very end of the episode, Kenshiro fights Ryuga, which is not in the manga, at least not at that point. But then the episode ends with Ryuga giving the revelation that he's related to like to a certain someone. And then it's like, oh well, that's important because that's the big revelation. So one of the things I did not remember was that the chicken man, the man with the with the chicken eggs, that was actually canon. That's in the manga. Only that the anime dragged it out a bit more, and the anime is just like, I don't know if it's intentionally funny or unintentionally funny. Meanwhile, I don't remember how the manga chapter's tone is, but I do recall it being faster. I'm just, oh no. I really thought that the chicken stuff was filler. But no, that thing was canon. Along Alistair, during the past few months, I've been getting back into Bakugan after finally seeing a Bakugan YouTuber. Like, I never got into that, but I know what you're talking about. That was like, I was already too old by then for like the new stuff. Well, I say I'm already too old, but no, that's not true at all because I'm thinking no, during that year, during that time, I was probably still into Yu-Gi-Oh GX, and back when GX was new, along with Naruto and Bleach and One Piece and all that stuff. So I don't know. I guess Bakugan didn't appeal to me. It was just more like I'm stuck on Yu-Gi-Oh. That's the toy centric anime I want to watch. Oh yeah, and Alistair also mentions along with enjoying Primal season two. Oh yeah, like I've been getting super into that. Episode 5 is my favorite one so far. The Primal theory, because that really gives the opportunity for Primal to be about different things, not just to be a centered on Spear and Fang and now what was that woman's name? Mira. Although I am still waiting for the Scorpion King, but at this point he probably won't show up to the very end because we got a little tease in this week's episode during the campfire like nightmare sequence. I was like, oh, but then I'm also getting kind of worried because I'm thinking, am I being creative or not? Because I one of my villains that I created like is clearly inspired by the ape men in the first season of Primal, the one with the Triceratops skull, because I'm pretty sure that's where I got the idea from. Even though the person is like a man, not a gorilla, an ape man, and I invented the character before the reveal of this Scorpion King, but I kind of realized that the character, the villain, the other villain that I made, also has like really big horns. And I'm looking at Primal and I'm thinking this character also has horns, like horns. Like they're not exactly the same shape, but I'm just sort of like, I guess this is sort of like the Kentaro Miura when Evil Dead came out, and he was kind of worried that Guts and Ash Williams were a little too similar because like, oh, Guts has a mechanical hand, and look, Ash now has a mechanical hand. It's like, oh. So that's how I'm feeling with Primal because the other day when the Scorpion King popped out, I'm like, wait a minute, I have a character that's kind of like the Scorpion King's design, at least from the head, but hopefully the rest of the body will be different. I'm just, oh no. I feel kind of like embarrassed, but I'm like, well, what am I embarrassed about? I drew it before the Scorpion King was even a concept, before there was like any revelation of Scorpion King and Primal. So I don't know. Uh, oh, by the way, let's see from Danny Boy. Have you checked out the Otokojuku stage play that's coming? Some of the main actors have been revealed. I'm never too excited when it comes to stage plays or musicals, to be honest, because I don't even know the Fist of the North Star one is surfaced on the internet. At least like the full thing. I just don't feel like any thrill. I am surprised that Otokojuku is getting some sort of relevance, but you know me, I just want like either some sort of like new license thing or a reboot or you know just something. I need something that I can like enjoy. Uh, have you seen the Master Edition scans by Husky? I have some of the Master Editions, but actual scans, no, because I haven't looked at. The only volumes I don't have are Volume 6 and the last two, which I think are 8 and 9. The ones that have Rao in it. Volume 6 was with Amoeba, and I think some of the Jaggy arc. But no, if you can provide me a link to where I can look at those scans or scans for the volumes 5 and onward for the current Viz of the North Star by Viz, and I appreciate it. Super Bob, nice. Anyway, oh yes, I also have been. I have also been having trouble in drawing hands, been trying to use a lot of references. Fist no Tokujuku have been my main inspirations, and I wish to draw imposing characters like those. I know what you mean, because the idea that I wanted to do was like a big Fist of North Star inspiration. I wanted it to be the manliest thing ever, but also tragic. Unfortunately, the character designs that I'm focusing on and the way the story is written, it feels more like Berserk and Violence Jack. It doesn't feel like Fist of the North Star. It feels more like a Go Nagai type of thing, with a lot of more of a Western influences, like 80s stuff, as you can see here on my shelves. And also the characters that I've been drawing lately have been purely female. Like I haven't drawn that. No, actually, no, that's not true. I have drawn some guys, but they haven't been perfected to the muscular form that I wanted. To be honest, like I've been drawing like so many women that I kind of forgot how to draw a guy, because I was having trouble drawing their waists. Like I remember for a women's waist, you can kind of do the hourglass, but the guy's waist, I actually was struggling. I couldn't remember how to do it. I had to look at animation, and I was looking at Shredder from the 2003 series, and like the way his like torso was sculpted. I was like, oh, okay, I can slowly remembering now. Because it's sort of like it's similar to an hourglass, but it's like it's more like jagged rather than the women's ones, which is like a clear hourglass. And cool hand poses are a part of it. Yeah, yeah. Because when it comes to hands, I'm actually having a little bit easier time drawing hands now. Although, admittedly, it's mainly because the characters are wearing gloves and not like actual fingers and fingernails. I only drawn a few characters that actually have like their fingernails exposed. Let's see, have you read Angel Densetsu by the same author? Yeah, I know what it is, but I never read it, and I don't have like a need to let you read it. I don't like seek out comedies. The only comedies that I watch is because of like one little thing or another. Like Cromartie High School was because of the opening, and I found out it was like similar in vein as like the manly stuff, so I watched because of that. For Bimbo Gamiga or Good Luck Girls, it was because of Ranmaru. That's the whole reason I watched that. Ranmaru, Ranmaru Rindo. There was Astro Fighter Sunred. That's the other comedy. Detroit Metal City. I forget what I know. My Love Story, but that one's more of like the most manliest romance ever. Then My Bride is a Mermaid. That's another one. But yeah, I don't really see that many comedies, to be honest. And speaking of manga, I got in a Deadpool manga at Walmart a few months ago called Deadpool Samurai. I think Falcon Punch has talked about it, but I could be wrong because I know he mentioned something about Deadpool manga. But I don't know. I'm a little iffy about the Japanese versions of the American superheroes because I didn't really like Batman Ninja. Like to be honest, like part of it was the animation. I won't lie about that. Normally, I can tolerate the CGI when it's not like like good looking as other series, but Batman Ninja, what really like took me out of it was seeing Gorilla Grodd, because his design is like very not in current standard at all. Because like his first texture was just way too old to be looking like that nowadays. I was like, no, that's almost like it's better than Donkey Kong and Smash and the original Smash Bros. 64, but Melee Donkey Kong looks better than Gorilla Grodd in Batman Ninja, and that was one thing that was taking me out of it. That and some of the dialogue for Batman, like they didn't sound like Batman to me. It just seemed more like a weird perspective of Japanizing. Well, I don't know if Japanizing is the right word. Like, what's the Japanese version of Westernizing? Japanizing of Batman's into like the Japanese audience, and it was just like bugging me because I feel like no, this isn't working for me. You love both Berserk and Claymore, yeah. You gotta get those medieval fantasy slayers with big swords. Is Fist of the Blue Sky still going? I remember it was supposed to come back. Sledge. Um, I'm not sure if they're new chapters or if this is just a. I know one thing that's. Oh my god! Let me start over. There's currently 4 volumes of Regenesis, of the Regenesis manga. and translation stopped at volume 2. Currently, I've just gotten a message from Danny Boy that the scans have come back, starting from volume 3, I'm assuming. But as for the manga itself, I don't know if it's still in hiatus or not, because it went on hiatus due to either author's health or corona. One or the two, one or the other. It was either the author or the author or the artist. So I don't recall who. But the Regenesis manga, it's still an ongoing thing because they didn't finish. For sure, when corona happened, like it went on hiatus. Mm. Let's see. That was from Sledge. Danny Boy. Since this is a Hokuto no Ken centric stream, I recently found out that Zero from King of Fighters has move names taken from Hokuto no Ken. Hakura Mese and Anryu Tenha. Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds pretty familiar to me. I want to say I came across something related to fists like that, or maybe right now I'm thinking of probably Ninja Turtles, to be honest, because I'm probably thinking of like the hand and the foot and sticks and Splinter, maybe, or I could have sworn there was some other weird North Star trivia that I bumped across recently, but now I'm drawing a blank. Maybe it was something related to He-Man. I don't know. I want to say that I bumped into some random trivia of something. Let's see here. I've been getting back in Halo mods again because the one Halo mod I really like is it's got a 3.0 version of itself and a 3.0 version. Well, I never been into Halo, sorry, so I can't really like resonate with that. I do recall when it first came out, when it was new, how other students were bringing it in during towards the end of the school year, and I think this was middle school. I don't remember it was the. I'm pretty sure it was the first Halo because I'm kind of thinking maybe it was Halo 2, but no, it's probably the first Halo. You know, during those days, a lot of like middle schoolers were like more into first person shooters than anything, and obviously Smash Brothers Melee. Let's see. Who is the most manly female? Super Bob 64 man, or you mean well manly woman? To me, like if you were to tell me objectively, it'll probably be like Lady Oscar, or I can't remember her last name. Oscar Franz de Hayes. I can't say it at all. Basically the Rosa Versailles. That's one option to me. Like in terms of design, it's probably Daidoji from Senran Kagura. Like she's really intense in the way she was created, and she doesn't get to have her own show. um, the other, I'm trying to think if there's another one that's like ultra womanly or something. Because the Jolene Cujo is up there, although she doesn't like visually look like the most intimidating like woman character or female. At some extent, I would say Shira as well, like the '80s Shira. But the other character I can think of would be Red Sonja. In terms of anime, some of the other big ones would be like Motoko Kusunagi, but I don't necessarily see her as like uh, that's more of an intellectual thing or a comedic thing, depending if you're watching the anime or the manga. Judy Honey is one of them. Although I don't know, she leans more on beauty. To be honest, that's kind of the weird thing because she could flip between like more cutesy erotic to like very like womanly like intense. Mm, I'm trying to recall like some of the characters I had like on that list because I know there was Balsa from Moribito, but that's not in like an action show at all. There's like good fight scenes in it, but it's not action oriented. She's who else was there? Wow, I'm drawing a blank because I know I had like a bunch of characters. Well, the one I can name for sure is like cheating because she's an OC. It's Suke Bansho. Like Suke Bansho is the number one woman's character ever. She will be once they make a chapter. Hey. Hello, anime heroes. Me, Lucas here. Hello, Lucas. Like, this is gonna be super rude, but like, where exactly you're from? Is it like from Twitter, I believe? It could be wrong, or is it from Instagram? I'm sorry. Like, I'm getting confused. I can't keep track of everybody. Oh, so Alistair started working on a fan-made Power Ranger series that also inspired by Resident Evil as well. Oh, that's a neat combo. Shadow Dio. After Kenshiro kills Raoh, I feel like Fist of the North Star should have ended. Part 2 was so dragged out and boring and screwed up. Kenshiro, Raoh, Lin, and all having twins was ridiculous. Oh yeah, that was like just a bit tedious because every plot twist or secret revelation was a character being related to somebody. Like there's this other like secret sibling. It's not funnier though. It's just funnier the way you said it. No, I can totally understand why Fist of the North Star should have stopped right there, and to be honest, it should have. Because that scenario is basically what happened to Death Note many, many decades later, where like once L left the picture, like Mello and Nier just couldn't couldn't keep it going. I will fist your North Star, alright. Oh, Black Death, Love NHK, Crazy Boy 190. Anime heroes going to turn into Tsukasa Hojo drawing women. Well, my women are not like that realistic or pretty. Well, I don't know. At least not pretty compared to his. Mine are more like I don't know if they're like going to guy level hot. I don't know. I don't think so. But I don't draw erotic things to be honest. Like I don't know if that's a territory that I'll ever cross because there's a lot of both mangakas and real people like online that draw like a more lewd stuff, and it's kind of like I don't know, a little tasteless. It doesn't look like sexy to me, to be honest. And sometimes like some could, but then others are just like way too graphic, or they put a little too much emphasis on like the hips. I don't know how to put this. Like they're not the body types I like drawing, I like looking at, and then the same time is that there are some people that can draw some very elaborately detailed stuff, but it's main and can draw like good poses and everything, but it's all like for porn. And I'm thinking you could use that talent for something else, you know. Yeah, so I don't know if I would ever go that line, and even then I wouldn't know like where to put it. And here I am speaking like if I had like several chapters out already, but I don't. I think I could still lower this a little lower or not. No, actually, no, I can't. No. It's too, maybe I can push it back a bit. There's nothing wrong with drawing girls since there's things we are more good at drawing, and those are the types of characters my ex girlfriend does because she thinks they're cute looking. For the most part. I don't know. It depends because I need to go back to the drawing like the manly guys because it's been like too long. Because I've done some sketches, but they're all incomplete. And I know for sure like these have to be like the basis because they can't be too detailed because the villains are gonna be the ones that are more bigger and they need to have more muscles and way more like like the villains need cross hatching. They need to be like very well shaded, very well like detailed in order for them to be imposing and make the regular male characters look big but not as big. And that's like it's all about balances. Let's see, Danny Boy. I can see how ideas for stories changing with time. Originally, the ideas I had were mostly NHK inspired, but now it's turning into more of a Saint Seiya and Otokojuku thing. No, I can see that working because honestly, both Otokojuku and Saint Seiya have a more like younger format compared to like Hokuto no Ken because their style is like very battle heavy, and there's hardly like any room for like to do other things. I mean, Otokojuku started off with the slice of, well, not really slice of life, with the with the private school hijinks, all all the crazy stuff that ensued, and then it turned into a battle series. Like Saint Seiya, like I know I could. I'm just saying this from the anime, from what I've seen, because I haven't read the manga. Like the Sensei anime was just like so like um, claustrophobic. It was smothered with so many fight scenes, and I hate the way my eyes look. Right now, I have like I don't know. I'm here. I am being judgmental of my own appearance. Mm. Alistair, speaking of going to guy, I saw someone in a Discord server specifically for a fan-made Jurassic Park webcomic made a continuity timeline chart full of Mazinger animes toy made. I think I know who you're talking about because I think someone messaged me about a Jurassic Park comic that they did, and I haven't looked at it. Like I've seen the message, but I need to go back. And by the way, you should really check out Kakugo no Suzume. Despite being extremely messed up, it has some pretty good messages and triumphant fights alongside Hoto no Ken and Tokusatsu inspirations. Let me check out what this is. Kakugo no Suzume. Which anime is that? Or manga? Kakugo no Suzume. Oh, it's Apocalypse Zero. Okay, yeah, okay. For some reason, I'm thinking like I should know what this is. I'm like, oh right, you're right, yeah, it's Apocalypse Zero. Because you need to tone me down by its English name. I'm like, yeah, now I know what you're talking about. That's one thing that's been like on my list forever, along with a bunch of other things. Let's see, Lucas, have you had some plans about where's the anime reboot? About New Fist of the North Star anime reboot with a manga conversion? Could be a great idea to make him a very manly and anime adaptation. Yeah, when it comes to where's the reboot segments, there's a bunch of shows I'm gonna cover. I'm gonna cover Kinnikuman, Otokojuku's the other one, Astana Joe was the third one, although that one might turn into like about into something with my rant with Megalobox. Because when I was looking at the making of Megalobox, a lot of the staff members were very unsure how to make this work, and the more I read and read, the more disappointed I get with how like they should not have handled this anime at all. But yeah, for when it comes to Fist of the North Star, that's definitely I totally want a reboot. That's what I've been wanting for a decade. Well, for a decade for sure now. Uh, Manga artist developing a pretty bad depression. Let's see, Alistair. How do you imagine if Kenshiro got transported to the world of Primal? I'm guessing it's gonna have to like fight barehanded like every freaking dinosaur and medieval creature or fantasy creature. I'm assuming he could spit. They'll probably just find a way to make them all explode regardless of the pressure points. Honestly, I think Kenshiro might be like the deadliest person to go to Primal because no one is quite as skilled as him. Which I'm kind of guessing that because everyone it is like a little bit superhuman. Like Spear so far seems to be like the strongest character. Well, with the exception of the ape men and like I guess dinosaurs. Well, Spear is like the strongest human that we've seen so far. But even then, he is outmatched by like the beasts and all types of things. It's more like about landing the right blow. I feel like Kenshiro could still like outmatch anybody in terms of power and speed because like Spear wouldn't be able to lift like a giant rock or a dinosaur by himself. Like I'm sure Kenshiro will be able to carry like a dino. Like I'm pretty sure Kenshiro could carry Fang like without much effort compared to like with Spear that he had to build like a raft in order to drag her. But I'm still waiting for the Scorpion King and seeing what other crazy stuff happens. Because it also looks like from the trailer that Spear may end up fighting like a bunch of people by himself. So that could probably be the equivalent of Guts versus 100 Men. So I don't know. Like, right now, Spear is sort of like Guts, like of that series, or maybe like Conan. Because when he picked up the sword, my head was thinking, is Spear actually Conan the Barbarian? Let's see, or is it? Hakara Mese is one of Han's Chi Blast. Oh, and Anrigo Tenha is Kyle's main technique that defeated Muso Tensei. Ah, okay. Hey man, ready for the next volume next month? Neffy the Space Order? Maybe, but it depends if my order ships. Because I ordered a bunch of stuff that's with a bunch of other pre-orders that come out. They don't come out at the same time, so I don't think they're gonna ship me anything until the very last item is in stock. So like, and then they send everything to me. So I probably won't get any Fist of North Star volumes to like December or November. I'm going to give some good news that Chainsaw Man is getting an anime adaptation, Lucas. Oh yeah, everybody knows about that, Lucas. Like, but unfortunately for me, I am purposely not looking into Chainsaw Man at all because I don't want to get inspired by it. I have plenty of inspirations, and I kind of want to start working on my own comic, or I guess it's a comic. I don't know what it is yet, and I don't want people thinking that I'm just like ripping off Chainsaw Man or like oh there's this new comic and it's just like a copy of Chainsaw Man or something like that, you know. I'd rather just keep away any modern influences at the moment. That's also the reason why I'm not reading Fire Punch, because I'm thinking no, I can't be reading stuff of that's going on right now. I don't want to be accused of anything. I kind of don't want like my path to be distracted by other things. Is Vagabond ever going to come back? Sledge? I don't know. I haven't even read a single chapter, to be honest. Actually, no, that's not true. I remember reading Volume 1 like many, many years ago. But I don't think I ever went past it. Also, how do you feel towards the new Bastard anime? It seemed to me you were being kind of forced into liking it. uh, a lot of people keep recommending me Bastard. And then I hear a lot of people like it. But for me, I'm like, I haven't finished it. I think I still need 4 or 5 episodes, but let me put it this way. I haven't finished Master, but during the time since it came out, I finished over like 100 episodes of TMNT 2003. I finished the whole show of the original like 5 seasons, and that's like more. I'm pretty sure that's like 100 episodes. So you know what? Let me double check. I want to check how long is TMNT 2003 before it goes into fast forward and back to the sewers. All right, let's see. TMNT 2003. How many episodes are you? It's okay. Hold on, I need to double check this because it says 7 seasons. So I need to go to Ninja Tribunal. Fast forward. During the time since Bastard came out, I have seen 116 episodes of Ninja Turtles. I've seen another 8 or so episodes of the current He-Man Masters of the Universe, the CGI one. I really hate that it's called the CGI one because it really needs like its own subtitle. I've seen 12 or 13 episodes of The Silver Surfer, which is like the best Marvel cartoon ever. Hands down. Just X-Men and Spider-Man are not even close to the Silver Surfer cartoon at all. What else I've seen? I've seen some episodes of Fantastic Four. What's another show I watched? I saw the Rise of the TMNT movie. I know there's another show I've been watching. I can't remember what it is. I'm pretty sure I was finishing Pokemon Journeys until I caught up to the present releases. What other show was I watching or movies? Well, the point is, I'm not really liking Bastard like so far. Not these early stuff. Maybe I'll get more into it with the later bunch of episodes. Part of the reason why I'm not very invested in the etchy stuff is that all the girls are like, aren't all the girls underage? To be honest, I'm pretty sure like the main girl was supposed to be like 16 or 15, like the same age as Dark Schneider's host. So it's just like yeah. So I'm seeing when Dark Schneider getting horny for all these like virgins. I'm like, you know, it's not really like it's not hot for me. It's just more like whatever. Like I don't care. This isn't doing it for me. No, because at my age, I'm in my 30s. I'm like, I'm just waiting for like where are the high 20s, low 30s, mid 30s, maybe even high 30-year-old, maybe even 40-year-old women. I don't know, because I'm like, eh. So to me, I always find it weird how there's like a current group of anime waifus. I don't know any of their names, but I know what they look like. And to me, it just bothers me. I'm like, that's what guys are into right now. I'm like, oh, like I guess if they're like the right age group, but for me, I'm like nothing. That's not for me. Oh, but yeah, I was having a bigger fun time, a better fun time watching Ninja Turtles than Bastard. Like, cause I was also watching the Bastard OVA, but I haven't finished it either, even though it's only 6 episodes. I'm just like, I don't know. It's like it's just not doing it for me. It's very lowbrow, and I prefer when it goes to the crazy stuff because I've seen some chapters where when Dark Snyder's fighting Porno, and the things that happen there are absurd. They're like going to guy level absurdity. So I'm waiting for like stuff like that to happen because right here it's like they're trying to make a porn, but at the same time they're not, and then. There's obvious jokes for like this is a shonen manga. We can't be doing these things, but they're like they're happening. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not like I appreciate that it's getting a good reboot. That it's doing like it's staying true to the manga, to the explicit nature of it, and all that. But it's like not really doing it for me, and I don't see it as a manly thing, especially when the main character is like several hundreds of years old, and his interest is doing like girls that are like super younger than him to the point where it's like it's basically making him a pedophile. Oh, and I can also see where Needless got its some inspirations from, along with what's the game series that it inspired? Was it Guilty Gear? I think, or I'm pretty sure it was Guilty Gear. I don't recall what it was, but I know for sure the Needless manga and anime that's influenced by Bastard too. So yeah, it's a lot of people like recommend it, and the comments on my Bastard video, everyone's saying like, "Why wouldn't you like it?" And I'm like, well, I'm not a little boy. I'm not a teenager. It's like I'm not as old as Mike Stoklasa, but it's like Mike Stoklasa wouldn't be into like Bastard, or something like that. It's for little boys. This anime is for little boys. I don't know. It's not for me so far, but I'll try to get around to it someday. It's just that it's like I don't know. It's very juvenile. That's how I feel about it. So yeah, that's my response to the bastard question. Leona from King of Fighters looks like the female version from the Fist of North Star. Oh, let me take a look at her. Let's see, Leona, King Fighters. Uh, I'm pretty sure this thing is not gonna be a Fist of the North Star stream anymore. It's like whenever I pick up a specific topic, it never stays on topic. It never does. I don't know. Leona doesn't look like a Hokuto-ish character unless her fighting style is like very reminiscent of Kenshiro's or something. I like the design. It's pretty cool. It's really like it's a very good spiky ponytail combination, which is like that's not the norm to be honest. Most of the time it's like spiky hair, but it's like a spiky ponytail, which is different for me. I don't know. She almost looks more like a battle shonen version of Sonic, in a way, or of a battle shonen version of Tenchi Muyo characters. Not to mention, Gorilla Grodd was also voiced by Dio himself and Batman Ninja's Japanese dub. Yeah, I think I remember that, but that's not enough for like to like Koyasu. Just hearing Koyasu's voice in a character isn't enough for me to like instantly like him. Since I mentioned Persona, what's your opinion on the series, by the way? Oh, sorry, Alistair. I don't know anything about Persona, like, at all. The only thing I know is that Persona was influenced by JoJo, and that's it. That and I know who Joker is, but like my knowledge of Persona is like non-existent. I don't know a single thing that happens in that show. I mean that show in that game franchise at all. The second half of Fist of North Star only exists because Jump paid the creators extra to keep the series going. It's like what happened in Dragon Ball with the Boo Saga. Also, hi, hello, Full Man. No, I could believe that because, to be honest, a lot of '80s material that I'm familiar with tend to go on far longer than they're supposed to. And it happened with a bunch of the 80s big names like Ninja Turtles and Real Ghostbusters. Those two went on way longer than they should have. Ninja Turtles in particular managed to save itself like during the last three seasons because it became like a serious storyline. But in between season three and season seven, the stuff there was I'm sorry, season four and eight, like the whatever 4 to 7. Those seasons are like of just a bunch of like comical adventures. I know there was something else, but yeah, it's not important. Yeah, but that's something I can believe that could happen, especially nowadays where money seems to be like the main focus on everybody's. Oh, it's season three's here. I gotta read the manga now. That is re-released. Oh yeah, the mangas are getting better scans now, dude. Um, Danny Boy. I don't know if they were ever paid more to keep going. It's kind of an unwritten that Battle Shonen series will keep going until they aren't popular anymore. Yeah, that's usually what happens. That they become too popular for their own good, to the point where it's just like The Simpsons is one example, I guess, or any other current comedy, adult cartoon comedies, whatever. Saint Seiya anime was so close to the manga production, it makes it so the anime is kind of claustrophobic fillers and horrible plot holes like the Pope, as well as Shuden Seiya's characterization. Let's see, because I could skip that. Alright, my buddy also got me interested in Zoids again because he told me Inuyasha's English voice actor voiced the main character for Zoids New Century, BitCloud. Yeah, I know what Zoids is, but once again, sorry man, I guess I'm like not in that demographic like at all. Like those are not like my go-to franchises. I know about them, but I wasn't into them when they came out. I was into other things, so I missed the boat on all that stuff. Mm. Also, there was never really a break, and if they really planning to just end there, it would have been at least some time for the audience to decide where it was going. Oh yeah, because everyone's like, I'm getting tired of saying like. Ugh. Mm. These things happen, usually to the popular ones, and meanwhile, like the least popular just get axed right away. Speaking of TMNT, looking forward to seeing the Rise of TMNT movie coming out. Oh, the movie already came out. It came out a week or 2 weeks ago alongside a Prey. But yeah, Rise of TMNT. If that's the term, yeah, the Rise of TMNT movie, like it already came out, and I saw it like during the weekend when it was new. Well, you could still watch it. It's not like it's going anywhere. Well, hopefully it's not going anywhere. Seeing how Warner Brothers is going through and HBO Max are going through some stuff. But getting back on topic, where was I going with this? Yeah, I seen the movie. The movie's great, actually. Like, even if you haven't seen any Rise of the TMNT, just watch the movie. At least just watch that. That one's a. I could easily say that it is the best looking Ninja Turtles movie ever made, by far. Like, no other animation of Turtles looks that good. Like, I've seen the Rise show, and you don't necessarily need to watch, like, anything prior. Not really. To enjoy the movie, you could just watch the movie as a standalone. And it works fine. Like it's like the big high point for the Turtles for the Rise TMNT. Let's see, Silver Matovale. What do you think is Kenchiro's most brutal technique? It's kind of hard to say because it's been multiple different combinations where Kenshiro does karma with the Hokuto explosion. Even the very beginning of the series where he makes a person snap his own neck. I mean, snap his own back, where he just like he just squashes from this to that. But there's been other things that have been just as brutal. Um, I'm really drawing a blank. And right now, oh, geez, I don't know why my eyes are getting really tired. I I'm gonna put on like these glasses. These are like the little stain, but whatever. I don't exactly know what they're for, but they're supposed to be like when you're looking at like a laptop screen or whatever. I'm just putting these on, so I'm sorry if I look like a hipster. Like hopefully my eyes don't. Hopefully my eyes can handle this better, because it does. They do have like a certain lens, act like a filter. So hopefully this helps me. For his brutal technique, I'm not quite sure because there's been some varying animation where the Hokuto explosion looks more brutal in other scenes. Um, the one that comes to mind is basically the kills from the 1986 movie, like the way Mr. Hart dies, where his intestines go flying out. There's that, and the when he kills the very first thugs that are attacking Lin, and the guy's like complete skull rips out of his face, and then you see like the mangled skin that looks sort of like a Sonic.exe type of thing, like before that was even a thing. And then it was just pretty gruesome. So I would say those. Although my favorite one actually is from New Fist of the North Star, in the first episode where Kenjiro makes one of the I don't remember the villain's name, but when he makes one of the henchmen blow up and his like top of his skull is like gone, and then you just see like the lower jaw and the tongue like flailing, they're just flickering, and then like a huge like fountain of blood is coming out as the body's like limping back and falling down as the tongue and mouth are still moving. So like that one I like. That was to me that was like the most goriest thing, but in terms of the most painful, brutal, it's probably the 1986 movie. Um, I just want someone to translate the bastard PS1. Oh yeah, because there's a game for that. Along there's also some pachinkos. Lucas, I finished reading the manga of the classic collection of Devilman. I love to see a new Devilman anime reboot to make a follow up to the original story, just like the manga. Well, the best way would probably be because the original Devilman manga is followed by Devilman Lady, and to some extent Devilman Saga, but Devilman Lady is a direct sequel, even though that was made in the 90s, because Akira Fudo does come back in Devilman Lady, and there's some chapters where it takes place in hell, and like this other like dead characters appear. Although the ending, like No Man Lady is like so so brutal and explicit, like because it's like almost as no, it is as graphic as Berserk, maybe even more, because there's just so many scenes in No Man Lady. I'm just oh man, she's like it's been years, but I still remember all those naughty bits and all like those scenes and everything. Going to guy, what are you thinking? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you making me look at this? Oh, let's see who win, man. Oh, don't go there, man. I think 15 is legal in most regions in Japan culture. Yeah, I know. Still creepy if it's an adult program. I know what you mean because Japan is the whole they have a different age of consent over there. I get it. But I'm like, that's not my way. And besides, even if it was legal, even if there was consent, like girls are like below 20s, like below 25 or so, or I don't know. I guess it varies from person per person. But the majority of like women or girls are like 25 and younger. Their faces aren't fully developed yet, so they look to me they look kind of like baby face. That's the best way to put it. They look baby face to me. And in contrast to that, I feel like women's in their 30s, they have the more refined features that I like. They have more like their cheekbones are fixed. They have more luscious lips usually, and I don't know how to describe it. The face just looks more mature. They just look more developed. I mean, I have seen like some girls that are like in their mid 20s that they look more older than they look, but I also seen like my share like girls that are like way too young because I'm like, I mean, if you see a girl with braces, like that's automatically that's too young for me. No, All right, Danny boy, if the author would rather rewrite the story to add more explicit erotic material, literal official hentai, they continue writing the story from where it left off. I guess I don't know because part of me, you can still do like intense romance scenes and all that. And then sometimes, like some city manga, it's appropriate sometimes. Like like Old 13 is done a bit more tasteful. It's never like it's never like the like pornographic. Let's put it that way. In contrast to like the manga Black Joke, where it's like full on. If it weren't for Japanese censorship on the genitals, then you would be seeing everything. But it's still like a very very erotic like in the manga. Let's see what else is here. Let's see, Luis003. If Hokuto no Ken remake occurs, do you think it will surpass the OG anime in terms of the direction of the visuals, the music, voice acting, and designs? You think that a staff today can do it? Last year, I believe, I released a video that was done by the lead animator of Stardust Crusaders. He drew a few seconds of Kenshiro doing the Hokuto Hyakuretsu Ken. It looks good. Even though the face is a little different from the way it looks in the manga and other anime, but it's still good. It's one of those designs where like I'll take it, give me that, give it. But what I think would surpass it, probably not in terms of voice acting, because a lot of the voice actors have passed away, and I have no idea if Akira Kamiya will even come back. And even then, like, would his performance be as good as it was back then? Because towards the end of part two for Fist of North Star, like Akira Kamiya's voices got gruffer and gruffer to the point where it started to sound more like Kinnikuman's like angry voice. It didn't have like that tranquil, calm voice that he had with Kenshiro for the most part. He would speak like I can't think of like because in the early stuff it'd be more like "Omae wa mo shinderu," and then so as the later part it'd be like "Omae wa mo shinderu," something like that. It's just like super gruff compared to like the other episodes. But in terms of visuals, yeah, like we should have the tech by now. Like there's definitely like the animation exists because we've seen like DD Hokuto no Ken 2 or DD Strawberry Flavor that have shown they could replicate the manga art style with good detail. Look at Baki from TMS. Look at Megalobox from TMS. Look at David Production with JoJo Part 3. Part 5 is detailed as well. Meanwhile, Part 4 is not as detailed. I don't know why. And Part 6, I'm not quite sure if it's as detailed as 3 and 5, but 3 and 5 are the best looking parts of JoJo so far from David Production. Oh man, I'm trying to think who else was there. I doubt Madhouse will do it, but even Toei Animation right now looks good. I mean, ever since the Broly movie, One Piece has followed that art style, and it just now it looks great, better than what Toei was doing. Tiger Man's Double was actually a very good looking show for Toei, which was a big miracle. Like that, because around that time, Toei Animation's like quality was dipping badly. Like they made Toriko look bad, they made some One Piece look bad. There was another show. I don't remember what. But then Tiger Man's Double looks really good. And then many years later, Dragon Ball Super came out and it looked terrible. And it didn't start looking good till like the Tournament of Power. But the majority of Dragon Ball Super is like a really awful looking show. Like so substandard. But nowadays, Toei, ever since One Piece entered the. Was it Zol? Zol? I forgot the name of the arc. But the one with Kaido, now One Piece looks good. And now Dragon Ball Super, like even with a recent movie, I'm sure that looked good, but I'm not gonna watch that movie. To me, Dragon Ball's dead. Dragon Ball died a long, long time ago. But I know Toei could do it too if they were able to do Fist of North Star again. So there's options. In terms of music, I'm actually kind of curious. Like, what will the reboot do for the music? Would they do remixes of the original soundtrack, or will everything just be like because ever since New Fist of the North Star, they've been adding heavy metal into the series, which became very noticeable in Ken's Rage. And then as it kept going and going with like the Yakuza game Lost Paradise, So I do feel that the latest Fist of North Star iteration is going to have a lot more metal than ever. But I don't know, will it replicate like previous themes from the back then? Like I don't know. It might do remixes, it might do covers, it might be just metal rearrangements or something entirely new. The only thing I know for sure that they're gonna keep the opening, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some sort of updated version or a remix. I don't think it's gonna be the original one. If they play the original opening, it will probably be only for the first episode or the last episode. But like in terms of direction, like I know for sure people are gonna like this show more. In my heart, I'm probably gonna lean always. I'm probably always going to lean to the original anime because of certain scenes and certain like moments. But I know that the reboot should be the better show. It should be the recommended version. Although I know for sure if it were up to me, if I were to make videos of the supposed reboot, I'm gonna be showing clips of both shows constantly in videos that I make. But that's how I feel about it. Slash, do you watch One Piece? One Piece for me is very on and off because I started watch. Well, this is gonna be like a very old man story. All right, so back in my day, there was this thing called like box. There was these things called televisions that were shaped like boxes. We had a Nintendo GameCube and the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox was still the Xbox. What else was going on there? Like manga was still pretty new, and people didn't like nerds like at all. I used to wear glasses during those days too. Where are we going with this? Oh yeah, One Piece, One Piece. Right, right. Okay, so back then there was this channel called like the Fox Box, which used to be Fox Kids. The Fox Kids became the Fox Box, and they started adding anime there, and the Fox Box became 4Kids TV. And during the Fox Box days, that's when I would watch One Piece. That's when One Piece first came out in America. And I remember first hearing about One Piece was actually through a conversation with friends in middle school because one of these Shonen Jump magazines, I don't know, not a Shonen Jump, it was an anime magazine or something. Ugh. It might have been about Pokemon cards actually, but there was some magazine or a game magazine, maybe. I feel like I need a burp or something, but excuse me. It was some sort of magazine. It had like a little snippet of One Piece, how it was still like it was barely new in Japan, the anime at least. And then I remember bumping into One Piece ads because some of the Yu-Gi-Oh tapes were talking about the One Piece manga. Although the narrator for that little promo was actually calling Luffy Luffy. Will Luffy ever find One Piece? And that's how the promo ended. So and then later on, or maybe around the same time, that's when no, it was later on. Then that's when One Piece landed on the Fox box and onto 4Kids TV. So I grew up with the 4Kids dub of One Piece. And as it transitioned into Funimation Productions or Funimation Entertainment, I don't know what they were called at the time. And then it swapped to that. So I've been watching One Piece since like the beginning they came over here in America. um, but but my engagement with One Piece is very on and off. Like I'm not like into speculations or any of those people that are super into it. I don't remember every detail or every like little clue that Goda has done. Like I don't think Oda is that good of a mangaka to be honest. And compared to like some of the other older stuff that I read, I do feel One Piece is overrated. Yes, I do, but I do feel One Piece is better than Dragon Ball in some cases. But like I do like One Piece. There's characters that I like. There's things that I like, but it's not something that I want to devote all of my time into because I do gradually lose interest from time to time. Like I haven't kept up with the current episodes. I stopped somewhere when they're barely gonna fight Kaido and Big Mom, and like I remember reading it too, but then I stopped reading it. Like it got to the point where I just don't like being up to date with One Piece like at all. I'm a guy that likes to watch an arc of One Piece when it's finished, and I'm very fond of the early episodes when it was just like what is that art called when it's East Blue and Alabasta. To me, like the high point was Water 7 because I like how the animation style changed and all of the character designs got redesigned and looked better. And then the art was pretty good too, with the whole CP9 stuff. And to me, that's where like a lot of the high points of One Piece for me is like from the beginning all the way to CP9. I do like parts of Thriller Bark. You know, the whole thing with Marineford is interesting too, but I feel One Piece ever since the time skip it hasn't been that good. It hasn't been as funny, hasn't been as engaging. It's been slower than ever, and it's just I don't know. I feel like One Piece lost stuff once it went to the time skip into the new world. All right, let's see. Silver Matavale. In my opinion, I think Kenshiro's most brutal technique is the Hokuto Steel Shredding Clench, the one that he used to beat a Uyghur. I'm assuming, where he just squeezes his deltoid into nothing. I hope the new Bastard Anime reaches Sin and Punishment so that we can finally see the ending to that arc from PK King Crimson Requiem. Well, I don't know because like I already said my piece in Bastard. That was probably like many minutes ago. Having a MILF preference just makes you a man of culture for 1 minute. Well, the thing is, I'm sort of the age for MILF. It's kind of all right. So here's the thing. Let's get a little dirty when it comes to these conversations. The thing is, there have been like some like adult related stuff where every woman is considered like a MILF. I'm like, but they're not a MILF if they don't have kids. Like I think that's the is that the rule, right? Is that the well the thing is I've seen like girls are they're like 24 or 25 or pretty low and they're called MILF. So like that's not a MILF. That's not the age for that. No, they have to be older than that. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like that's sort of the age. That's like the age that I should be going for. Women like in their 30s. That's that's my age. You know, I can't be going down. I can lower my age standards. And besides, usually by the time the women's are in the 30s, that's when they tend to be like more curvaceous. Usually, because I won't lie, for some reason, a bunch of 20-year-old girls are like have more fitter, are more physically like athletic than most older women nowadays. But I don't know. Part of me like it sickens me. It sickens me a little bit because when you go like on Twitter or Instagram and you see like a bunch of millions of guys like being obsessed for like a really young girl, even though she has like a good bod or whatever, I'm like, but she's still like really young, dude. Like I don't know, maybe she raised your standards. Yeah. So, anyways, going back to these more serious questions. By the way, have you heard of About? It's a somewhat modern delinquent manga that has a really manly art style. Translation's almost finished. Let me take a look at that. Let's see. What manga is this, Danny boy? About manga. I hope it doesn't give me about. Oh, okay, alright, About. Yeah, it looks pretty manly. Like, so far, I've seen one joke panel. It's about delinquent. Yeah, it's about delinquents. Yeah, I can tell by that. Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. So, for. I guess I'll look into that later. I'm gonna have to, like, add that into the list of manga that hopefully one day I'll get to reading. Let's see. I would sell my foot for Junichi Hayama to direct an episode of Fist of North Star remake. I don't want him to direct one episode. I want him to do the whole thing. You know for sure Junichi needs to be involved in a freaking like Fist of North Star reboot. I mean, come on, like let him be the lead designer or something. Like just let him do it. Like, oh Junichi Hayama, you can do everything in this show. Just do everything, please. You can even play Kenshiro if you want. I don't know what he sounds like, but Junichi Hayama's art is amazing. Like he's very like talented. Like to me, I think Junichi is better than Yusuke Murata. I mean, to be honest, because Yusuke does have his like he has the pointy chins and like a certain facial features that he does over and over. But I think Junichi Hayama like really elevates the masculinity of manly characters. Like the way he draws like the Joestars and Kenshiro and like Otoko Juku characters Like even though he does the same nose from time to time, like and like I always recognize the nose. Like in Tiger Mask Double, I see like I see that nose. I'm like, let me do that pointy meme. I'm like, I can't do it from this angle. I don't know. I need the camera to be farther away back. And pointing like, hey, that's Junichi Hayama. I know that. But Junichi Hayama is like, yeah, that's somebody I overlooked. Like he should be involved in a Fist of North Star reboot. Like just do everything, Junichi. Come on, just make it happen, Junichi, please. And do Kaneko Man while you're at it too, because I need something. Yeah, that was a good comment, Silver. Honestly, knowing how I ignore remakes of series get like Bastard, Dino Daiboken, Blade of the Immortal, and Hoshin Enji. Hoshin Enji is the big one to me there, man, because no one talks about that at all. And I should look into it because I feel bad that I haven't looked at it for that very reason. I honestly don't have much hope for NHK anime being successful overseas. I think Hokuto no Ken has a little bit more like reception because I'm pretty sure Bastard got like some people don't didn't people like Bastard? At least that's what the feedback I got from my video. But I don't know. I mean, Baki is getting stuff. I think Fist of the North Star should be able to, because at the very least, it would have a niche following because there's enough of us for for it to have some sort of success. There's enough of us for that. And there's definitely like a lot of older people that are like in the. I think some of them are like gamers and from other different communities that know about Kenshiro. Even though I hate this, for the very least, like people are gonna watch the first episode for the meme, and hopefully that will be the only meme. Let's see. What filler in Hokuto no Ken's anime stuck out to you the most? Like, what did you like or dislike about it? Oh man, let me think. Because there's some filler that I actually skipped that I don't think I've actually ever watched entirely. It's in the Five Chariot stuff. There's one weird filler where Kenshiro, Kenshiro Fudo stopped at some place, and they're fighting like these two brothers with claws, and like I don't remember if anything else happens in that. That's like the most I recall. There was another filler that was about Bat's buggy, which because the buggy is not in the manga, that's a non-canon thing that stayed in the show, like the dog Pell. And where am I going with this? Yeah, so the whole episode was about a villain that really likes cars or wants to make a customized car or something. I don't remember what it was. So like I just skimmed through it, and basically he destroys Bat's buggy, and that's their excuse to write it out of the canon. And Bat, it's like there's one silly moments where there's these two villains with these humongous mallets, and then I show it in the video, and they basically get killed like Looney Tunes style, where they just fall on top of them, and that's how they die, even though they were going to explode. A lot of the early Shin arc stands out to me also because the action is actually really good in some of those fillers, but it's like it's not necessary because like Kensho versus the tank is one of the good moments, and that whole episode has a bunch of good fight scenes. Because there's even a moment where Kenshiro cuts a wrecking ball. Kenshiro stops two bulldozers with his bare hands, but it's all like superficial action. Like I don't know, like it's cool, and but then there's other things like I don't remember the villain's name, but the guy with the cannonball fist. The fact that like he doesn't want to attack during meal times because he puts urgency of wanting to eat more than anything. And then the way the cannonballs work, like that's not how being shot from a cannon is not like that. The big suspension of disbelief there. This isn't filler. Well, I guess it kinda is, but it's when it's in the God's Army section because there's some extra scenes where Lin wants to rescue Kenshiro, and meanwhile Bat and the bartender throw a grenade, but the grenades explode so precisely at the enemy. Like it only absorbs the enemy. It doesn't like spread out and hurt Lin or anything. It's like Lin is super close to the freaking villain, and then the grenade gets tossed. The villain disappears. Like the grenades don't work like that. And the whole zombie episode with Zadia, because I forgot his name. I couldn't remember by memory like every villain name. Well, the whole concept is strange because most of them were like mind controlled zombies, but there's two actual zombies at the very end of the episode because their heads were exploded. And Zaya revives those two zombie characters, then Kenshiro destroys them completely to kill them for sure. That episode also has like a very awkward cut because when Lin's being hypnotized, she's gonna fall. Kenshiro looks and then it does the lightning streak, cuts to Lin, and then cuts again, and then you see a girl looking at Lin, and then cuts again, and then they show her on top of the stairs. So even though it does have like one of the goriest deaths, well, kind of gory death because like Kenshiro just knocks Saria through the roof, gets him crucified, and then he gets electrocuted, and then you see the skull. So that's one crazy thing. What's another one? Like, I know there's another filler that's like that stood out to me. Oh yeah, it was the first episode with Patra because Kenshiro like fights some dogs or wolves, but the animation is like very cheap there, and I think it's that same episode where Kenshiro fights against like these two Batmen. Uh, it's a very nice animated sequence because there's a bunch of steel girders. It's like a building that was under construction. So it's like very tedious to draw all those roles and make sure everything is like consistent. So that's actually like an animation like Marvel in order to accomplish that with the background. Um, what other filler moment is there that kind of like bugged me or stood out to me in a positive way? Oh, what else was there? And there's a lot of filler that I could like take it or leave it. I know in the Southern arc, there's like one filler episode where at the very end of the episode, like they basically got materials for a light bulb so they could get back electricity. I don't know, like I feel like it should be a dramatic thing, but it just doesn't come off as dramatic. Similar to like the Five Chariots filler, where there's the guy with the bathtub, where I get the message. The idea is that this villain is wasting water. He's wasting valuable resources for petty things, and he's rubbing it in people's faces and like ruling tyranny over them. I just didn't feel that it needed to be like an entire episode. That could have been just one good scene or like be done like in a few minutes. Like it didn't have to be like a whole episode. Well, this another one that stood out to me is during the Amoeba arc where Amoeba was like making like these mutant like characters, and that's basically a Kenshiro fights them. But the fight with Mr. T, or AKA the Bearer guy, that one's kind of canon because it's from the pilot chapter, like that little fight sequence. Same thing goes for like Shin when he's fighting the General Bart Cum, I think that's his name. Like that's also from like the second pilot chapter. Like at least that villain in that fight, but only with Shin instead of Kenshiro. There's like a lot of other tedious filler during the Five Chariot stuff. I can't remember all of them because I just know that it was like frustrating the hell out of me. Because I know there was also like this random filler where Fudo fights some people on a bridge, and then there's the obvious one, the one with the meme, the one with the big meme of Kenshiro in the straw and the hay and the whatever, and then Lin is cross dressing to disguise himself like a girl. Then some of the guys like really want. I mean, not Lin's Bat is cross dressing to make himself like a girl, and then some of the guys are like really into Bat, and they want to take it. And it's very disturbing too because they have no problem like taking like advantage of little kids. It's like a total pedophile territory. Um, what else was there? And then the fact that the guy's in a suit of armor because he's trying to protect himself from Hokuto Shinken, but it doesn't help. And then there's another filler where there's some people on bikes with spears or lances. It doesn't go anywhere. There's this one guy that's like this samurai ninja thing, and he's trying to kill like 100 some victims or 200 victims. I don't remember the number, but it's like a gimmick villain. Shows up, slows down the pace, and dies, and then there's like the filler from Fist of the North Star 2 where it ruins Kensho's revelation because they dedicate a whole episode to him of him being like in his broody mode with the beard, and And it just kind of ruins when Kenshiro makes a grand return with Bad and Lane, and when he shows up on Black King. Like it takes away from that. Although I did like the scene in the beginning where there's people like looking for for like Kenshiro, and they just find a grave, and then there's these people that killed him, or what's that from the first episode? Now I don't remember that's episode 1 or episode 2 of Fist of North Star 2, but I need to rewatch the Rock filler, the one about the with the cowboys, because I don't recall if that was good or not. I want to say it was good, but I don't remember. But there's other like scenes mixed in there, like Han's funeral and Kyle's first appearance. Um, yeah, that's all I remember from when it comes to the fillers. I do know that some of them like were interesting, but the majority we could do without. To be honest, like it just slows everything down. Even if it means Yuria like making her a bit of a blank slate, is that the purpose of the story is that Kenshiro like sought revenge and it just sort of like backfired on him in the most unexpected of ways. It was like it's very tragic. But, all right, let's go back to the questions. I'm pretty sure there's like several now. Um, let's see, Louise. Yes, Junichi Hayama designs and Tiger Mask Double. The Phantom Blood movie and the OVA Tokiden look great. I think he would be my favorite character designer for Hokuto no Ken remake. Yeah, I agree with that. The Great La Panda. I miss Four Kids. I kind of don't. To be honest, like even though I watched One Piece through that, I don't know if I could rewatch it in that format again. But then again, like Mark the Rice Son as Zoro is like the highlight, like for sure. Uh, I don't know. Like Four Kids, like quality did vary as the series kept going. I've been lost, but track of I've been losing track of One Piece, Real American Negro. Yeah, the One Piece is like One Piece is a dedication to be into. Like there's people that are like super into it. One Piece is its own separate fandom. It's like as big fandom as like someone saying I'm into Gundam, I'm into Transformers, I'm into Dragon Ball. I guess you know it's separate enough where it could be its own thing. And for the most likely, the people that like One Piece, like that's like their number one favorite thing, and they're not necessarily interested in other stuff. Sort of like how people back then didn't really like anime, but they liked Dragon Ball because that was like the cool one. Hold on, I gotta check on a dog. What's wrong, Gizmo? What's wrong? You okay? You okay now? Move this. Let me keep talking. I'll probably keep this dog occupied. Where am I? All right, Dragon Ball over One Piece for me, but One Piece is better than Super. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. I really despise Super so much because a lot of people are like so into it. But I'm like, to me, I just see it as very shallow and stupid. It's like, no, just leave it be. Just leave Dragon Ball alone. I'm not kidding when I say that. Like, to me, Dragon Ball Super is not good at all. It's like just. Uh, I'm a very very few dedicated Dragon Ball fans will agree with me of saying that Super is terrible. Like it should have never happened. Oy. Junichi Hayama is probably the best anime director out there, but his fan art are awesome also. Yeah, because he's done so much stuff. Let's see. I've been trying to read Hajime no Ippo. It's so good, but just so long. Like I tried doing it, but I'm like I gave up on Ippo like many years ago. I couldn't keep up with it. Like, cause by that point I'm like, this series should have been done. Like, it doesn't need to be this long. But then again, sometimes the reason why some shows keep going, this goes to the questions we had earlier, is that sometimes you need your job. You can't. Wait, you can't stop the series. Why? Because then you'll be out of the job. Oh, oh no. Which Yu-Gi-Oh archetype is your favorite? Okay. So this is a little secret that's about to be revealed because when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh archetype, this is probably not the best archetype, but it's my favorite one because my favorite ones are the heroes, the elemental heroes, the destiny heroes, the masked heroes, the which one? The destiny heroes. No wait, I already said destiny heroes. The evil heroes. There we go. That's the one I'm forgetting. I think there's a fifth hero format. Well, there's the Neospatians. That's sort of like the fifth one. Or maybe I'm forgetting one because there's also Vision Heroes. That's the last one I'm forgetting. There's the Vision Heroes as well. Maybe there's a new one. I don't know. And the reason I got into Elemental Heroes because of the hero signal, because that was like the coolest thing to me. It's like, oh, it's like the bat signal, like, and then from there, the GX was a thing, and then that's how I got into the Elemental Hero stuff. And I liked Elemental Heroes so much that that's where my username is. It's the anime hero for that very reason, because in Japan, the Elemental Heroes are or any of the other heroes are just called E Hero or V or D Hero and whatever. The hero is in all caps. That's why my username hero is in all caps. That's the reason why. That's the story behind my username. Let's see, the Great La Panda. I suck with long series, both reading and watching. I almost read that a different way. Like I suck with long series. Ugh. Both watching, reading. Sorry about that. That's me being crude and immature. But no, I could see why because there are some franchises I don't want to get into, like Mobile Suit Gundam. Like I don't want to. If I get into it, I'm gonna look at everything, at every nook and cranny, for every type of material that exists. Like it's nice to because when it comes to like streaming TV shows, I don't want them to be long. Sometimes I want, oh, it's gonna finish. I'm like, oh, it didn't finish. That's how I felt with Cobra Kai because I feel like Cobra Kai should stop already. Come on, just stop making more seasons. Like to me, I'm gradually losing interest because it just doesn't stop and it just keeps going. Um, Same thing with Chucky. When the Chucky series came out, I think some people may have forgotten that existed. Like the Turkish series was good, but I wasn't prepared for a season two. I was like, oh, there's gonna be more. Well, I can see why there'd be more, but I don't want it to be with the same kid characters. Like I'm like those arcs are done. They had the character arcs. I'm stuttering now. I'm stuttering because I'm feeling hysterical, and I don't want that to happen because they had their arc already, but I could see the reasons why they will continue pursuing Chucky and Tiffany, but I would like different characters or something. Eh. All right, so you actually watched the 4 Kids dub. Even at 10, I thought the dub was awful. I was more used to the anime dubs that aired at Cartoon Network and Adult Swim as a kid to not being butchered. Yeah, I know what you mean, but I didn't know any better. At least I didn't detect the problems with it. Yeah, it wasn't until like I was much older. I'm like, oh, I can see it and I can hear it now. Because the same thing happens with Jason Griffith as Sonic. Because in those early days of Sonic X, like his voice had a certain rhythm, which he always spoke his sentences like this. He always emphasized certain words, and it usually was at the very end of the sentence. And then there's some like audio cues from Sonic 2006 which didn't sound good. Like yes, okay, and it was just like very subdued and like half. I don't know what was wrong with his performance because when you hear him do other things, it doesn't sound like that. Because in 2003 Turtles, he played Usagi Yojimbo, and he doesn't necessarily have that tone or that speech pattern when he's playing that character, or even with Shadow the Hedgehog, because he voices both Sonic and Shadow during those days, which was like a little unfair if you ask me, because I'm like that could have. But then again, maybe the other Shadow voice would have been bad or something. I don't know. to play both Sonic and Shadow. Come on, it's like someone playing Batman and Joker. Oh wait, that's happened with Troy Baker. But where am I going with this? Yeah. It wasn't until like Sonic Unleashed and Sonic and the Black Knight, and I believe maybe Sonic and the Secret Rings. That's when Jason Griffith started sounding better as Sonic. That's when he sounded great actually as Sonic. And then when he finally started sounding good, they replaced him with Roger Craig Smith for Sonic Colors. And then we got all the bad dialogue. Like Baldy McNull's hair and all that stuff. Oh, Sonic. And then currently I'm waiting for Sonic Prime now that I think about it. Because for the life of me, I want Sonic X to stop trending on Netflix. Because Sonic X is not like, especially the English version. I cannot stand all the 4Kids sound effects like in that damn show. All those drums, like the drum snares, the whimsical music, the acting, all that stuff. I'm like, oh my god, stop it. Stop Sonic X. Oh man. All right, let's see. A real American Negro, that is raising standards, I guess. I don't know. I guess that goes back to the naughty talk, but yeah, like I prefer women that are a bit more mature looking than one that look more like me. I think I have a type. I think I'm more into girls that dress a bit formally. I want to say that because I think I prefer girls with glasses, like with like very maybe something like this, something a bit more like on the thick side. I don't know. I kind of like the whole like I don't know if mature secretary is the right word for it. Something a little more distinguished, I guess. Oh, let's see. Oh, it's Himokim. What's good, hero? Looking forward to the new Hokuto video. Oh yeah, I gotta work into. Well, did you see the one I uploaded? Because it was a 3 minute one. It was about the fillers, about how to watch it filler free. That popped out yesterday. Was it? Yeah, it was yesterday. It was like in late Friday. But I do want to make other stuff because it was going to be the stuff relating with JoJo and Hokuto. Yeah, recently Himokim, I've just been doing a lot of digital drawing and that's been taking my time. And to the point where I haven't been working out. I haven't worked out like in, I think it's about to be 3 weeks since I touched the weight. Uh, not like if I was in the greatest shape to begin with, to be honest. Like I'm like consistent, moderate shape, but I'm nowhere near like the manly man as I want to be. Do you think season 3 will ever come? Um, was that for? I don't know what the conversation was that for. Abe Sheik Sakur. Abe Sheik. I think I said that right. Season 3 for what? You might have to repeat that because I'm thinking for Chucky that was like one season. I'm trying to think. What was I talking about earlier? That was about like going to 3 seasons. Because Cobra Kai is longer than that. Yeah, I don't remember. Speaking of Prey, how much did you like Predator Prey, Alistair? Yeah, I like Prey a lot. It was definitely like the best Predator movie since probably the second one. I know some people don't like the second one or Predators, but it was definitely better than the Predator 2018. I think that was the year it came out because that movie just gave me a headache. I was not into the comedy of it at all, and then there's just so many questionable stuff in there. Like I forgot what the kid was suffering from. Like I don't know. It's the one with the A. I don't remember what it's called. I feel bad. But basically they say that it was like a superpower, which is like that's not how the real thing works. That's not how people like that react. It's just kind of like rude and insensitive. They were likely trying to do a positive thing with it, like to make him more empowered, but it just comes off as like no, that's just kind of like dumb and like kind of like insulting. But yeah, the Predator itself, like the future of the Predator looks really sleek. I give it that. Like I really like the way it looks. The Assassin Predator is like all right, but that is the first movie that I ever paid attention to the idea that a character needs to have weight, and that's when maybe that movie that made me understand that because the Assassin Predator was weightless. He was moving way too fast for his weight. There was like no stomps. Like, his body has to move a certain way to emphasize that he's heavy, that he's big, and he's moving way too fast for that. At the very least, he's supposed to be making like loud impacts when he moves, or big heavy footsteps, like when he's moving. But no, it's more like like no, he should not be moving that fast. And then the Prey was good for starters. Like I finally understood why Prey is called Prey because it's ridiculous with Predator. There's Predator, Predator 2, Alien vs. Predator, Alien vs. Predator Requiem, Predators, the Predator, and then go to Prey. Like, easy to identify. There you go. But yeah, Prey was good. I know some people have some problems with the whole like angle of it, but there's plenty of ways that's like no, that's not the case because even if you take into account the manliness of like the first film, like even Dutch Schaefer, like he couldn't survive against the Predator one on one. Like there was a time where he should have died. Like the Yautja had a clear shot to stab his head, and instead he just had the claws go through around him. But whatever. The point is, Prey is great. It's fine. Maybe not my favorite movie, but I do appreciate that it came out at the same time as Primal and Rise of the TMNT, so it was like this good triple feature for me. It's like, oh, all these good episodes of Primal that just came out. Like, oh, Prey just come out. Now I can take it to the next level. Oh, now I can continue with the aliens with Rise of the TMNT with the Krang. Just complete body horror. Yeah, it was good stuff. Like, that was a good weekend for me in terms of entertainment. Let's see. I hope the remake's aimed by Netflix. Netflix makes stuff too dark like Shaman King. Well, I don't know because Shaman King might be. I haven't looked at Shaman King. I have seen the original anime and read the manga, so I don't know if the anime is darker than the source material, but I don't know. I never. I wasn't really that into Shaman King to be honest, but I have gone through it. It's not one of my favorites. It's not a favorite. I don't know. When it comes to Netflix, it varies like per quality. Cause like Dragon Dogma, that one was like at first I thought it was really good, but then I thought about it after I finished the show. I'm like, no, this wasn't good. This wasn't good at all. But, I don't know. I don't even know if anybody talked about it. I think it just like went under the radar. Oh yeah, Varg Skeletor Joel was a pretty popular streamer and he loves NHK. Not sure if you ever heard of him. Is that the Vine Sauce Joel, the one with the mushroom thumbnail profile? I think that's who I'm thinking about. Maybe I know him, I'm not sure. I like the filler with the fire breathing fat man and his wife. Yeah, I know. You're talking about Petra and Drago. Drago was his name. Because when Drago first shows up, he's actually pretty intimidating because he's covered in flames and he just kills like that weird um, jungle man that appeared that Kenshiro defeats easily. He just kills the jungle man and then Drago disappears. But those episodes I do like because it relates to the concept of people being enslaved and like what's going on in the world and how society has de-evolved into like the survival of the fittest and all that. So that I appreciate, but it's like, yeah, it kind of takes away that because Shin's army is already doing that. But the only problem with the anime is that they censored all the scenes where Shin does horrific things. Well, not Shin himself, but a lot of Shin's people. Because there's some scenes in the manga where people are getting branded, and we see that later on with Keno. But the difference with the anime and that it's not like a freaking like oil drum and people being like touching it, which I think that was like a way to get it on the air, you know, for it to be visible anywhere. But in this one, you're getting actual like brand things and like stabbing people in the back and other places with it. And you know anything can happen in those type of setting. Kenshin also stopped a 50-foot train ramming through villages with just his fingers. All right, that was one of the fillers, right? That was in part two, I think, right? I want to say it's part two where it happens because I know during that time, Hyo and Kaio are having a funeral for Sayaka. Like I think that's the sister's name. I'm really trying to remember everything. Like there's like little details I'm trying to recall. But didn't Kenshiro use ki? Like I want to say use his ki and then his fingers, but I don't know. But the point is, I know Kenshiro can stop like a bunch of things on his own. He's so powerful. Let's see. Crimson Requiem says, "It's a shame Shinji Hiramatsu's work got cheated out of getting anime adaptations. I'm not familiar with that mangaka, but something tells me like I should." By the way, how manly do you consider Saint Seiya being? I would say most of the manly visuals are in the manga, but more hot-blooded than anything. That's the thing, because I feel like the characters are a little too... Well, they're very young to begin with. I mean, compared to Odokujuku characters, like, they look more like men, and Saint Seiya is kind of somewhere in between hot-blooded and Bishonen. It's kind of weird, but that's like how Kuromada draws. I think the characters from Fuma no Kojiro look manlier, but that also might be because of the student uniforms, like the ones who are wearing them. I'm not sure how man because like the manly spirit is there, but it also does feel more hot blooded due to the way they look. So I don't know. Maybe I want to say maybe Get a Robo or Go Nagai have like are above Kuramada. Well, I don't think Go Nagai is above like Miyashita or Tetsuo or even like Itagaki with Baki. So I don't know. That's how I kind of feel. I don't think like Saint Seiya is like top tier manliness. It's somewhere like from the middle to the low. To be honest, does Tetsuo how to have a fake eye? I never heard of that. Not to my knowledge. I wasn't aware if Tetsuo Hara had like something like that. Hmm. Black Angels really could have had an anime adaptation. All right, okay, I need to look this guy's name. Let's see, Shinji Hidamatsu. Let me open another tab and put his name in. Then I'll look for it later. Shinji Hida. What's it? Was it Hiramatsu? Shinji. Yeah, Hiramatsu. Let me just leave that for the tab and I'll read that later. Oh, is he the one that made Doberman Deca or something? Yeah, I want to say that he did. I don't need to look into this guy later because I think I've seen his artwork before. The filler where Shin fought the Metal Man is done because Yuria was feeling for him. The Metal Man. Metal Man, like you're throwing me for a loop here because I'm trying to think about that. It says here that Yuria was feeling for him. I'm a little confused because I don't recall that. Like, are you sure it was Shin and Yuria, not somebody else? Fought a Metal Man. Are you sure it was the Shin arc? Because I don't recall any of that. Fight a Metal Man. The closest thing to a Metal Man that comes to my head is like the Fang Clan leader. But are you sure you're thinking the right show or the right arc? Because I am throwing a total blank. Because I'm like, I'm not a perfect encyclopedia of Hokuto no Ken, but like it's very like well organized. Right now my encyclopedia is like I'm drawing like zero search results. Like I don't know. All right, let me go to somebody else until later. See if I get a response for that. I'm a huge One Piece guy, but I still watch a ton of other anime. That's amazing. Hey, Hero, DBS slander. I'm here. Laughing my ass off. Yeah, I am super late. Let me go. Let me speed run through this because I am like behind on a lot of questions. I'm sure. Or let's see if I can do this fast. Let's see. Honestly, the new drama movies are better than Super. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I lost my spot. Jesus. Jeez, jeez. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and get some sleep now because my buddy's getting ready to go to bed. That was fun being in here anyway. All right, later, man. Hey, Hero, I saw the perfect action arcade game called The TH Strikes Back, which is basically Hokuto no Ken, DBZ meets HR Geiger, and heavy metal. I'm gonna have to write a tab for that too. Give me a moment here. Like let me look at that. Well, the other day I was actually watching like your old video about Jotaro's like time stop, which is like a counter. I'm like, I don't know why I wasn't so impressed by that back then. I'm like, I'm looking at that. I'm like, yeah, that is like an amazing counter, and it's a good way to segue into time travel, the time stop feature. All right, let's see. TH Strikes Back. All right, I'll say that I'm gonna have to look at some gameplay or videos for that. Okay, let me go back to come. I love G Gundam, and that's what I focus on in Gundam. I feel like I'm the only one who watches and likes filler low, the Great La Panda. I don't know. There's some stuff that I like. Let's see, Himo Kim, I saw your drawings getting better. It looks fresh since you last shared back in the day. That's great you're working out. I've also been working on doing boxing and Kempo karate. Ah, I once had a chance to learn karate, but I passed it on it. Because at the time I didn't like being barefooted. And then, but I did take some self-defense courses in high school and college, but I haven't like practiced any of that like in years. I think it rests on the fact that Yukito's main weapons a bicycle spoke. Sponsors might have gotten scared about potential imitatable behavior from that. NHK had pressure points instead. And also, this was very early and Jumps really getting the anime business in the 80s in the wake of Slump's big success, so maybe they wanted to play it safe. Hmm. I know what you're talking about. Let's see. Are you familiar with Bobo? I'm pretty sure it started from as a Fist of North Star parody. Yes, I am. Like I watched Bobo when it came out on Toonami when it was new. I'm sorry if it sounds a little condescending, but a lot of the times when people ask me stuff, I'm like, yeah, I saw that when it was new. That's usually my reply. But yes, I was a fan of Bobo for like a good time, but it did take a while for the anime to get better. The English dub has liberties, but it might be better with the dub. But the manga also has advantages because a lot of more reference jokes are in there. Because such as when Yugi comes out of Bobo's head, because Yugi makes a cameo in the Bobo manga when they're fighting against the guy with the money powers. Kuramada's a mix of the 70s shonen and shoujo. Yeah, I could see that, crazy boy. Kuramada's art is the manliest in Otoku Zaka, Raimei no Saiji, and Kojiro, like you mentioned. It's weird to think they're all 13 or 14 in Saint Seiya, but Golden Saints like Aolia look pretty manly. Oh yeah, Aolia is definitely one of the manlier designs. That and Aldebaran, like Capricorn Shura is also one of my favorite designs. Same thing goes for Gemini Saga. Um, Cancer Death Mask is like very like yeah, he's very retro, especially when he's voiced by the original Devilman in the anime. Like Shinji Hidematsu did the art for Doberman Deka. Yes, he's more known for Black Angels. Also, it's a series I really recommend reading because it's translated. Oh, okay. Let me let me put a name. Just put Black Angels next to his name. And going back to the Shin fought a dude that could make his body hard, and Yuria was feeling sympathy when Shin got hurt while fighting. Oh, wasn't it the? Was it the guy with General Barkham? I'm assuming that's the guy, like the one that one that has like that weird visor. Because I don't remember that scene too well. Like if Yuria showing concern for Shin, you got me there. If I can't remember, if it's in there, you get like points of like you remember something that I don't. Like, I'd have to look into that. Shigeo Nishimura is an interesting person, and oof, I lost my spot. Like it moved up on me. Here we go. Actually, no. Jeez. Here we go. Is an interesting personal relations to the history of Shonen Jump, especially what he hoped to change manga trends with Hokuto no Ken. Oh, I reached the ending. Okay, I thought there was gonna be more. But yeah, I know all this is about like Shinji. Shigeo Nishimura was the editor-in-chief, referring to Matsui, who was Hiramatsu's and Maki's editor. Yeah, that's one other mangaka that I'm not too familiar with. Because the only thing I knew about it was from Doberman Deka. Yeah, I thought I was like super behind like questions because I'm thinking like how long ago was I supposed to answer these things? Because I'm seeing Zane C3 talking about like oh yeah, like I also hate Super. I'm like oh when did I talk about that? How long ago was that? But yeah, I caught up to everything now. Just gotta wait for more to show up. My throat hurts now. Let me just like refresh the YouTube page. Let's see how much battery do I have. I'm on 29% on my phone. Huh, that's weird. The comments on my phone haven't like wow, the comments on my phone haven't like updated at all. It's stuck like a way a long time ago. All right, here we go. Fran will start slowly become Conan the Barbarian. I hope Gandhi will make an official one eventually. Now everyone asks 40 questions. Oh no. You can see a lot of Honoken's DNA in the concept for Black Angels. Okay. I'm gonna have to look into that because there's some stuff that I've been wanting to talk about, like, but I just been caught up by other things, like Silver Surfer is something I feel like I really need to talk about. Same thing goes with Karate Baka Ichidai. Like those are like the two major hits I've seen this year. I'm like, these are really good, and and Karate Master isn't perfect, but like Silver Surfer also has a bad cliffhanger, which never gets like a resolution. But like that Silver Surfer cartoon is really freaking good. It's basically Marvel Star Trek. Yeah, but I am hoping that Gandhi does venture into other stuff now. I mean, oh, you know what would also be pretty good? Like, you know what I would wish he would do? He would just make like a Berserk show, even if it's not accurate to the manga. The fact is like Gendi's Berserk. Like, yeah, I want to watch that. Yeah. So, any more North Star questions? Because that's what the stream was supposed to be about. It's never what I set out to be. It never happens. Like I remember I did a Lupin stream and like, oh, it wasn't about Lupin. It's not about Takao Saito, the other stream. Like, oh, it's not about Takao Saito. Oh, but Himo Kim, thank you for the compliments about the drawings. Because I need to like, I need to like, I do need to improve a bit because I need to make poses. I do have some ideas for like postures via like because of video games where you know just create a fake move set, just to give an idea what to do for poses. Like shit's gonna go down the finale of Primal season 2. I can feel it. Man, I really hope so. Like if it's anything like the like when they fought against the Ape Man, it's gonna be some hardcore stuff. Because the Scorpion King from the trailer looks like a freaking giant. And I'm thinking like how they're gonna take that on. Like is the Scorpion King no magic or something? Like dark magic? Is he a sorcerer? Uh, if someone just sub Burning Blood, the final major on sub work from Dizaki. Oh, jeez, I gotta move this thing. It's a boxing over here similar to Austin or Joe. Oh, hold up, let me. I think I've seen pictures of that and that I wanted to watch it. Then I found out, oh, I can't find it. There's definitely like a lot of recommendations I gotta get around to. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of old things I haven't done. Burning Blood OVA. Let's see. I think it was an OVA. Yeah, I've seen a picture of that. I think I put it on my anime list. And then I discovered, oh, I can watch it. Let's see. Himokim, you're welcome. I'm using Blender to animate models now. Fujiko and Lupin's included thanks to a talented artist. Ah, that's great. Yeah, Fujiko is like it's all about her legs to me. Like either about her chest, face, and legs. And Lupin is like amazing. It's kind of weird because Lupin, I can see him being done manly, but at the same time, it's like it's not like the most biggest dude ever. Godsider walks so Jojo could run literally. What about ranking the smug characters of Fist the North Star? Oh, I don't know about that. Like, would Souther be the winner? Because like he's such like a he has such a troll laugh, especially in the anime when he first like injures Kenshiro and then Souther's is like laughing from the side, something like that, and he's just laughing his ass off. Um, Koji Mikey got unfairly. Yeah, I don't know who Koji Maki is either. There's like so many people that I'm not familiar with, which this is like next level manliness of finding things. I've just been sticking with what I know. No, let's see, Koji Maki mangaka. I'll just leave that here. I think I've seen pictures of this guy too, like of this series. Like watch. I'll be surprised if I have that on my anime list. Also, like yeah. How far are you into Primal season two? I'm caught up, I think, because the last episode that I saw was when I don't know if they're Vikings or not for sure. But the last thing I saw is when the father and his son are trying to take on Spear, Fang, and Mira, and Fang is giving birth to her eggs. That's the last episode that I saw. So I think I'm up to date, unless there's like one episode behind. But yeah, like season two has been great. It's been like it's been very sad actually too. It's like it's epic and sad at the same time because there's a lot of like gray areas. Because like Fang is like there's almost a falling out with Fang and Spear because when Fang's with her boyfriend with her boyfriend Dino and then they start attacking the villagers. And then later on, with like the best examples when they're attacking that village of people, with the ones who are like working with the Scorpion King, and then they wipe out everybody. Like yeah, like Spear didn't want to kill the kid, but he kills the kid by accident when he throws him and his head hits a rock. And I'm like oof. And then things just escalate so much in that episode, and the red mist. That episode is so brutal. That's probably easily like the darkest episode of the series so far. Because it's just a slaughter. It's a freaking massacre. And then like there's like empathy for the two characters that arrive and they see their entire villagers and family just dead. And then they have to go after Spear and then it just gets so tragic. And then the thing is like the father and his son had the father had an opportunity to pull back. And I'm kind of thinking we might still see the father. I'm pretty sure he's still alive. I'm guessing that the father is gonna become like super powered, like the ape man. Like maybe the Scorpion King's gonna like enchant him to be him like super strong and demonic, so he can kill like Spear. Yeah, okay, that's episode six. All right. Kenshiro fighting the Predator would be his final opponent, but not any Predator. One that watched him through space to study his martial art, advance to become his equal. Oh, you know, I got an idea for that. Let's see if I can reach him. No, I can't reach him, or maybe I can. Yeah, okay, I can't get him. All right. There's two ideas that could be the final predator for Kenshiro to fight. This character doesn't exist in comics. This is only a toy. But here is the Alpha Predator. This one is based on the prototype mask, because that's what he's wearing. And this guy is like all in white. This guy is actually pretty big compared to the other predators. But this one's definitely more primeval, more primal because of he's like a very early predator where he doesn't have any technology at all. It's all just like bones. But you can look up pictures for like his face because it's like all white. Because putting his mask on is a real pain, and that's why I don't want to do it. Just look for Alpha Predator, and you'll see a bunch of pictures of him. The trader suggests the father becomes the fire giant. Oh, I didn't notice that. I might have to look at the trader again. Well, unfortunately, my toy is filled with dust. Oops. he doesn't fall. Because I moved him from his spot. So that's one option for like a final Kingshiro opponent. I feel like I'm starting to smell. Let me look at the Primal Trader again at this point. Let me take a look. Because I don't even recall a Fire Giant, to be honest. Let's see, Primal Season 2 trailer. Alright, let's see. Let me look at the clips, because I know there's a clip where Spear's fighting like a bunch of other Vikings, and I don't think that's happened yet. Alright, let's see. It's showing a clip of Season 1. I guess I'll raise the volume a little bit. You probably will hear something. Alright, let's see. Season 2. Yeah, he's on the boat. Yeah, we haven't seen that woman dancing yet. Yeah, the boat scene, the cage, that hasn't happened yet. Oh yeah, I think that is the father, because when they show the Scorpion King. Yeah, yeah, that has to be the father because he looks like he's wearing the same clothes. Shit, and I just realized how big the Scorpion King really is. It's like a big, big giant. And my battery's running low. Let me charge my laptop. While I go back to the prime, I need to turn off these switches. I'm gonna reduce this to one light. Alright, let's see here. Which light goes with which? Man, these things are hot. You know what? Let me leave them alone for a little bit. Even though this is gonna be dark. Where did I leave? Oh, here it is. Here's the plug I need. Yeah, I gotta put it this way. I'll keep looking at the trader a little bit. Let me just get this plugged in. I'll probably keep the stream going for like a few more minutes too. My voice is giving out and my phone has 20% of battery. That's still pretty good compared to which. Let's see. Is it charging yet? Okay, it's charging. Yeah, that has to be the father because he's in the Scorpion King's presence. And there's also like this like queen and oh, okay, now I see the fire character. Yeah, I guess I totally missed it. But yeah, that has to be the father then. I'm seeing a castle that hasn't happened, and there's another guy covered in blood. His face, we haven't seen him. Because it also looks like there's some queen here too. Also, it shocks me that Primal's almost gonna finish, right? It's gonna be like another 10 episodes. It's gonna be like 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's it. Man, like season 2 is definitely like stronger to me. All right, let's go back to the top. Okay, there's been a few more questions. I don't know. KG wasn't popular in TLC either, but that one was pretty popular. The trailer suggests one ever goes to fight. Yeah, Jump really had a one horror manga policy, so one had to go. JoJo lived by that fact alone. JoJo wasn't even that horror focused at that point. I'm pretty sure it was in part 2, aside from Vampire and other. Da, 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 da. Jump has weird policy when it comes to canceling promising series. Also, it's funny how Pazuzu was hermaphrodite, and they show everything in a Shonen Jump manga. I don't know. Sometimes Shonen's like weird, and sometimes stuff can be inconsistent. I'm sure of that. Oy. Let's see. What else is there? JoJo had the subtitle "Romance Horror: The Crimson Legend" in its Jump Civilization, so maybe it was always a considered thing. I swear you guys have so much information under your belts. I'm like here I am like wow, I don't know none of this stuff. But yeah, Primal is definitely like the show of the year that's new for me. Like I'm more into it now than when it first came out, actually, because for some reason like I was into it and then I stopped getting into it, and then like it came back to me again, and then now I'm like totally into it. It's I guess it had to do with like real life events because I was just like kind of sad at the departure of like my grandma, and then over the years like I lost a lot of family members because of elderly age and other stuff. I don't know, like I'm getting through it because there's a bunch of other things that have happened. That's like how it's one of those things where like guys don't want to talk about it out in the open. You know, when it comes to their personal weaknesses. The Queen stuff happens in episode 7 and 8, which are the next ones. Ah, okay. Because I haven't even looked at like any type of speculations or spoilers. But now the question is, will there be a Primal season 3? Because I'm kind of hoping it's gonna be about like different time periods now. I'm really hoping for like Primal in space, for like a different scenario, or Primal like in World War II or something of that nature, where it takes place like in a war setting, or like in a city or anywhere, anything brutal like that. Because ever since like the theory of the Primal theory, it's gotten me like hopes to see Primal in different avenues. Let's see. Anything else? I'll probably keep this going for like another like 5 or 10 minutes, I guess. Has anyone here played Shredder's Revenge? I have water here, but my voice is still giving out. Primal and post-apocalypse is basically violence jackalope. Yeah, I guess so. I would like Gendy to tackle some anime stuff. Because, I mean, like, he's done, like, Star Wars, so why can't he tackle, like, some Japanese IPs? That'd be great. At least it's better than the OVAs. Yeah, I'm guessing. I'm not against, like, the OVAs entirely. Like, to me, the one that I don't like watching is Harlem Bomber. I feel like that's the one that's just, like, the least interesting. Because I feel like Evil Town could be a bit more tamed, I guess. Like, but at the same time, I don't know if it's exactly the worst thing that's ever existed in anime. I think for the time when it came out, how a lot of people reacted to it, it was just like super disturbing. I do feel like there's merit to like the whole storyline of Violence Jag, more so in the manga, but even then, Gonagai does have like some weird tendencies, like the King of Brutes chapter or the Jungle chapter, where the guy's having animals eat people. Like there's like this really weird scene where like a young teenage boy is like he's very feminine looking and he gets raped by men because he looks like a girl and they make fun of him for that. But I'm like, but you're the one taking advantage of him. And then later he sees like this girl like taking a bath and then like he just gets horny and I think he ejaculates just by seeing her. But then the girl gets like attacked by a tiger and the tiger's tongue turns into a dick. I'm just like, what is going on? What is going on, going to guy? I would love again he did a Lone Wolf and Cub cartoon. I honestly think that I feel like Lone Wolf and Cub would be the most possible thing that anybody here would do. Probably be like toned down a little bit in terms of like the sexual stuff, I think, but I really feel Lone Wolf and Cub is the only thing that we'll see like all these people do because I think even Kevin Eastman and Pierre Laird have shown Lone Wolf and Cub. That's one of their inspirations for Turtles. That's one of the few mangas I know they read. So we'll see. Harlem Bomber is just a guilty pleasure. The good parts of Harlem Bomber to me is when it's like the beginning when the earth is shattered and you see Violence Jag emerge from the skulls and the lightning strikes and he's fighting the Slum King for those little bits, a few seconds. Because unfortunately, that's also the OVA that has the Violence Jag derp face where he shows up in the hotel and the eyes are crooked and I'm like, oh no, oh no. Full win, man. Going to guy is weird, man, but that's why I love him. Yeah, I think we all like him because he's so weird. um, that guy is horny and no one can stop him. No, that's true. I'm like, the guy is just crazy. I don't remember where he said it, but I know in some interview he says that he likes girls topless. He thinks he looks cool. They look cooler that way. I mean, he's drawn some like really nice waist too, to be honest, when it comes to the female proportions. Let's see. Have you read or watched Doro Hidoro? Probably one of my favorite. Oh, yeah, yeah, you can't see it here, but I actually have all of the Doro Hidoro manga. Let me just pull one up. One. Oh no, I can't pull anything out. It's all gonna collapse. But I have the entire Doro Hidoro manga over here, down there somewhere. You can't see it right now. And it's all because of Mr. Falcon Punch that I got interested in Doro Hidoro to begin with. Like, I don't know if he's watching. If he is, like, a shout out to him. But yeah, Mr. Falcon Punch, the number one Doro Hidoro fanboy. That's who he is. But yeah, that's the reason I know about Doro Hidoro. But I didn't like the anime too much because it looks too clean and too pretty. I know the CG. I rather prefer it to be 2D anime instead of CGI. But my main problem with it is that it doesn't look dirty. It doesn't look like grimy, grungy, and in an awful place. It doesn't look as gritty as the manga. That's what I didn't like about it. Blaster Knuckle when he's in anime, it's been long overdue. Oh yeah, man, it's been like decades, and that should I feel Blaster Knuckle should have had an OVA a long time ago. Man, now my chest is hurting. I don't know if it's because of talking so much or something else. Yeah, no one answered my question. I asked you guys, like, does anyone here play Shredder's Revenge, the Ninja Turtles game? And who do you main? Because I main Leonardo, but April's a close number two. Um, Donatello and Raphael, I'm figuring that out. Unfortunately, Raphael right now has like this major glitch on the PlayStation version. I don't know if it's happened to the other formats, but Raphael's like a rolling special now causes the bosses to freeze, and that didn't happen before the patch. And after the patch, Raphael's like you could still play as him, but now you could be unfair when you play with him. I plan to since I've been on Game Pass. I'm a Raphael guy. Okay, Joe Sinister. Yeah, because Raphael's actually pretty good against bosses. Like that's what I really like about him. Um, the thing is, I could see why he's probably like one of the best characters of the game alongside April. But I prefer like Leonardo. Like I just feel more comfortable with him, and then with April because April's like so freaking fast. Nagai didn't make Haranchi in the first real ecchi series, and it caused a big national scandal in Japan, and that was his first big series. I really hate the Evil Town OVA due to the Aikawa and Itano taking out all the hope spots and making it overly depressing and nihilistic. I don't need to check that because I remember a long time ago I wanted to do a comparison between the manga and the OVA for Evil Town. And I don't know which manga had the worst like sexual abuse, because in the manga like the people turning like into like these half man half wolf hybrids, and they're still like like in the intercourse during intercourse, so it's like really messed up. Um, but I think in the anime like all the it's more like kid death. I don't remember. It's been like a long time now. I'm like super behind on many things I want to talk about. I just remember, man, like so badly. That way I could freeze time and like and make use of that year to talk about every anime I wanted to talk about. And then from there I could release videos on a weekly or like maybe 2 videos a week. I mean, Hyperbox Time Chamber would be amazing. Evil Town is an edgy masterpiece in my opinion. Unless you were talking about Geno Cyber. Oh yeah, I don't remember too much about Geno Cyber. I remember the animation was so good, like especially in the the transformation sequence of those two guys, of those two people. I don't know, like the white skeletons, the white face, long neck thing. It was amazing animation, and the design for Geno Cyber is pretty good too. But I don't remember what happens in it. I remember like there's one line of dialogue in the English dub that was just so bad. It's like, oh, who's there? Oh, it's just a statue. And I'm like, it's like so poorly acted that one line. I let me see. Let's see. I have a deep fascination with the history of Shonen Jump magazine. I can name drop several random cancel series from the '80s like nothing. Ooh, well, that's amazing though. Not to sound condescending, but I'm probably the only person who doesn't like going to Guy here like at all, even as a claim series low. Oh, it's fine. It's fine because here I am. I'm like I'm probably the only guy's like yeah I don't like bastards so far. I don't like. I'm more into other things, but what's another thing that people want me to get into that I just can't? Like Saint Seiya's probably another one where I don't like it that much. Like same thing goes for Baki. Like I like Baki more than Saint Seiya, but even then, like I don't consider Baki to be like top tier or like top 10 favorites for me. I don't think it's even top 20 to be honest. Maybe in the 40s or 30s. Evil Town, Genocyber, and Overfiend all have the same writer. Oh. Didn't he also work on Fullmetal Alchemist or was that somebody else? Ay. Talking about Fist of the North Star no longer. Yeah, Fist of the North Star went away. Now it's about other things. But and in terms of Ninja Turtles, I guess I'll just talk about that for a little bit. I need I wanted to rewatch Fast Forward and Back to the Sewer because I only seen those shows once, and I'm immediately regretting it because Fast Forward has like the writing is very kiddie size. It's been very like child demographic compared to the previous show. Because Michelangelo screws up really bad where he almost kills a kid by accident because like he's fighting some other guy. Kid Cody like falls off a ledge of a building. And Michelangelo's response to that is like, whoopsie. What do you mean, whoopsie, Michael? The kid could have died, and then Raphael saves the kid before he falls to the ground. And none of the other turtles like bring him up on that. Like Michelangelo, you almost killed Cody. Like oh, it's just no big deal, man. He's right. It's no there's no conflict in that freaking episode for that. I'm like, what the hell? Like what is this? But I need to finish rewatching Fast Forward and Back to the Sewers. But I'm gonna take my time on those. I tried watching the Iron Man cartoon, but so far from the two episodes that I've seen, it's like super corny, and like corny that I don't know if it's corny on purpose or not. But the Iron Man cartoon from the '90s is like, from the episodes I've seen so far, it is so corny that I can smell the popcorn. Meanwhile, the Fantastic Four cartoon is like, it's a little bit campy, but it's still serious enough where you can take the threats like as legitimate like dangers. I seen the Hulk cartoon once, and I might have to rewatch it at some point. I did. I need to watch X Men because I never finished that show as a kid. I seen the Hulk show, Hulk cartoon like a couple of years ago. I might rewatch it, and I don't know my opinion of it will change like for the better or less. But yeah, whoopsie! It was Michelangelo response Captain Command. I'm like, really? It's like if this was the other show, this would lead to like a major conflict. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's all that's aimed for me at the moment. Let's keep this going for like another 5 minutes, I guess. Hold on, let me check something. Okay, all right. I should have brought another water while I was there, but I didn't. All right, the one chapter of The Edge was translated by some random, but I was the one who brought the attention when it acquired the walls. Yeah, you guys have your own conversation. Does anyone here like He-Man? Because the recent CGI show, like season 3, was pretty good. Season 2 was actually kind of sloppy. I won't lie about that, but season 3 really picked it up, and now I'm like, I like this He-Man. I like the CGI He-Man. I know for that for sure. Like now I gotta collect the toys at some point. But I'm hoping season 4 is actually comes out kind of soon, and hopefully is good. Meanwhile, I'm also waiting for Sonic 3 the movie, because Shadow the Hedgehog. Curious how they're gonna handle that. Ay, jeez. Any more conversations that are questions that are aimed for me? Oh, my throat is hurting a bit. Let's see. So far, no. So far, just Requiem and Danny Boy are talking among themselves. So that's so far nothing for me. Like earlier, I wanted the stream to be short, but unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, seeing how much it lasted. Did you get to the? Yes, I did. I got to the Fantastic Four Human Torch rap song. Well, it wasn't really a rap song, but it was the. Is that the one that says "Flame on, flame on"? Because he's singing it to a girl. It's supposed to be. Oh, I guess it kind of was rap because I'm not sure, but yeah, I did see that song. Like he did sing this song to a girl, but then like he stopped dating the girl. Like the animation for that scene was actually ranged from good to like kinda good, because sometimes the movements were a little too fast for that sing song. But the thing also had like a little theme song a couple episodes ago, like it's clobbering time, and then like I don't know, I was kind of into that one. But yeah, so far Fantastic Four it's like a little corny, but not that much. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Spider Man. Spider Man, I saw that all the way through as a kid, and I saw that all the way through again like a few years ago. Like I still like it. It still holds up pretty well for me. Like definitely my favorite Spider Man show. You seen Iron Man Armored Adventures come out? Wondering what you think. So far, Captain Commando, it's been very corny. It hasn't been. I only seen 2 episodes to be honest, but compared to Fantastic Four, the Iron Man cartoon thus far has been like very corny to the point where it's like ridiculous. The main villain is the Mandarin, but I wasn't too familiar with him. I know he comes, well, sort of comes out in the movies, but the Mandarin in that show is basically a Ming the Merciless from Flash Gordon. But there's just some stuff in that show that it hasn't been like good. I don't know. We'll find out later because so far Fantastic Four is what I'm watching at the moment. Because Silver Surfer, I could say with certainty that that is like a really good show. Like it's 13 episodes long, has a bad cliffhanger, but the majority of the show is like amazing. It's like the best writing I've seen from a Marvel cartoon. I think it's on par with Batman, to be honest. Maybe even more. Better. It might even be better than Batman, to be honest. I can't believe that was real. Yeah, let me see if I can find that. Let's see, Fantastic Four Flame On song. Is that the one I'm thinking about? Human Torch. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Wow, this upload's from 15 years ago. Jeez. Yeah, this is a song I listened to. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it. Okay, I'm going for the copyright. Try to play you for a fool. Like you see a girl who's unique. It's a dream cause she's sweet and she really knock you off your feet. You wanna say hey, but you don't. You don't. Your mom says tell her how you feel, but you won't. Cause you're just too
tell it truly, truly. Truly don't try to scare me. So she passes you by in the hallway. You're staring at the wall, trying to play while I say that. Really cool flick, just like ice. But she didn't realize. So get busy playing cool, now she's gone. To another while I sing my funky song. I never pass up a chance. I know the story seems long, but when I know the time is right for me and you, I just stay on.
There we go.
Game on, game on, flame on, flame on, yeah, yeah, flame on.
Alright, I think that's enough of that. Let me look at the comments for the Flame On song. Please tell me there's comments here. Okay, here we go. There's 1,000 comments. Oh, Harry Patridge is the one on top. I remember seeing this for the first time and thinking I had slipped in some sort of horrible dream. What really surprises me is how the conductor is conducting this piece. Despite portraying the Human Torch, he lacks the ability to spit fire. Oh, Pan Pizza and Ryan Green. Oh, I didn't realize Pan Pizza said that. Nice to read Richards to block the way out and almost lived to tell about the Fantastic Four humiliating demise. I would say it pays so much for even a single animation stuff from this scene. The Human Torch is a SoundCloud rapper. Dope beat, lame bars. Bars so sick it made the building collapse into the planet. I like how the mic doesn't melt or how his suit doesn't get burnt off. The riff is like fire. I like an instrumental of this. This is like the voice actor was going to sing an orchestral beautiful song, but instead they put a rap over the footage. Watch this. Oh, this was recent. Watch this with my friend on Disney Plus. We were already looking for the episode where Ghost Rider shows up out of nowhere and beats Galactus. We decided to stop here because it was a Mole Man episode, and we think Mole Man is fun. Then this happened. It was like 1 a.m. at this point. We drank a lot of soda and ate a lot of pizza, so I think too, us both a second longer to realize this was indeed happening. It was awful. It was amazing. Human Torch's mixtape is gonna be fire. It's hard to tell what's the best part of this is the way he starts just tweaking out at 18 seconds. The dude vibing in the back. Oh, let me check that. There's a dude vibing in the back. Hold on, let me look. Let me look at that one. Let's see. It's some. Oh, it's a conductor. Yeah, okay, that's what he means by the vibe. There's just so much wrong in that scene. A beat that sounds 20 years ahead of his time, truly. Or how about the background beat that sounds 20 years ahead of his time, truly amazing. Ben's gesture that he looks like a celebrity, that he looks like a celebrating a victory instead of clapping. It says the applause word for him. Johnny lamenting that his aloof behavior prevented him from confessing to a girl he likes while he dances like a Looney Tunes character. The conductor just there, that mid-transformation face. The animator just giving up on the lip sync toward the end. There's just so much going on here, man. The beat is one of the best I've ever heard. In the 2015, in the 20, what? In the, I can't read this. In the 2015 Fantastic Four movie had this song in it, the movie wouldn't have bombed. This is the reason. This is the real reason why he's getting named the Human Torch. I want this instrumental. Wait, this is real? The song isn't just put over some animation from the show? No way. This is the most embarrassing point of my childhood. Beat is flames. The lyrics are simple but relatable. This would have done numbers and been a classic if it hit the radio in '96. Ugh. Mole Man wasn't even planning on doing anything today, but he heard that and he said, "Screw it, it all goes down." His minions, won't that kill us too? Mole Man, we can only hope. The hottest SoundCloud rapper. SoundCloud rapper. Oh. Honestly, sounds like a Parasite track with a passing me by homage even, and the beat is dope. Still seems extremely out of place, especially when it returns to regular voice work and the orchestral soundtrack in the end. Yeah, everyone's saying that it sounds like a Parasite song. Someone wrote the lyrics. Some guy, we need to distract Thanos. Johnny. All right, that's enough reading of that. Let me go back. I'm hoping you guys heard that. The censorship that the Marvel shows face compared to Batman, all thanks to Power Rangers. Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Why does the cheesy rap songs got the cleanest beats? Yeah, I don't know why, man. But that's kind of true. There's always some instrumental songs that I like. Like, what was that song from Usher, like, many years ago? Like, how does it go? Was it Get Low, or am I thinking of some other song? The one that has that whistle. I can't imitate that melody at all, but I think you know the one I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was like Usher and Lil Jon, I think. From what I remember. Yeah. I don't know. Someone needs to make Friday Night Funkin' mod of Johnny Storm. Yeah, somebody do it. But the thing also had a song too. You know what? Let me look for it. Let me look what that song is. Let's see. Usher. Uh, let's see. What happens if I put Usher? Just like. Oh, it's actually just called Yeah. It's literally just called Yeah, featuring Lil Jon and Ludacris. I could have sworn it was something a bit better than that, but oh well. Like, yeah, looking back at the Thing's animation when he's clapping, it's like it's not a clap like at all. It's like a just like victory wave thing, and it's not like half finished. Like it just cuts away before you see the rest. I'm looking at Mr. Fantastic. Like, it looks like he's waving, but even then the animation is like kind of to see. By the way, Hero, I recommended it before, but give Geki Gokutora Iki by Miyashita a try. It's surprisingly good for a pre-Otokujuku manga. Alright, let me write that. I gotta look for these later. Let's see. Google Images. Let me save this. Geki Gokutora. Geki Gokutora. Hope I spelled that right. Let's see. Geki Gokutora Ika. I'm actually surprised. I'm seeing some of the Ultimate Private High characters there on the cover. Like I'm seeing Skull Cat Masa and I forgot what Togashi's character is called like in that series. That 182 through 83 manga. Let's see. I'm still disappointed that none of the Knuckles songs were in Sonic 2. Oh yeah, that's right, man. Let's play some Knuckles. Hopefully you can hear that. Let's see. Let's say 2 OST. Actually, I'm disappointed that there's no Sonic music in general in the Sonic movies. Like, which one do you like, Hemokim? Because mine leans towards Pumpkin Hill. But I kind of like Death Chamber. Well, actually, it's funny because the lyrics of Death Chamber actually features Knuckles and Sonic talking, even though it's not their voices. Because Sonic actually says "damn" in that song. Hold on, let me put that section. Let me look for. As soon as you can let me show more, here we go. Let's see. Where is Deeper for Death Chamber? I'm gonna have to look for that part of the song. But let me just listen to a little bit until I can find that beat. Oh, whatever. I'll just let it play. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I remember that. He says, "You're damn right, Knuckles." So far, I haven't gotten copyrighted, so I don't know how this is gonna sound like in once the video is uploaded. Bum bum. Yeah, let me just lower this for a little bit until like that part pops up. I think it's supposed to pump up already by now. Yeah, here we go.
I heard you on the quest for the master emerald. You know me and you don't get along. I don't think that's the point right now, Knuckles. I know how much the emerald means to you, and I want to help get it back. Stop being stubborn and think. Well, I guess you're right. You're damn right, Knuckles. I know that secret stages is something.
Yeah, the best part of the whole song. Deeper featuring Knuckles and Sonic. You're damn right, Knuckles. Can they close the stream when no copyright is intended? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't gotten any. Usually, what happens is that the stream's supposed to say that you need to stop doing this. You need to stop doing this music or audio in the background, but I don't know. Like, I haven't gotten no notifications of anything. Rated E for everyone. Kid me didn't complain. Well, actually, the GameCube box at the very least says mild lyrics for the rated E rating. But yeah, you know what? Let's fuck it. Let's just play more songs in the background while we talk. Well, that's loud. So let's go. Bum, bam, bum, 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 bum. I also like Rouge's themes a lot. They're very like Lupin-ish. But oh well, I gotta end the stream now actually because my phone battery is actually dying. So yeah, I'm gonna have to end this now. So good night, everybody. That was a good way to end it, I guess. With you damn right, Knuckles. Can you imagine like the other Sonic doing it? And like you damn right, Knuckles. Got a juice. Good night. Trying to end the stream. I can't remember. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Night, everybody.